I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fixed fire. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to Season 18, episode number 4002. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. And you are in the Men's Room. Smooth. Wow. On tap today, the lovely Taryn Daly joins us once again. We will sit and spin. Today we drink the Haterade with the 10 most hated songs in rock. We will play profile this. Plus headlines, the Men's Room Shout of the Day, fun listener emails, and everyone's favorite TV time with Ted.
Click, clack.
Dream and done. That's all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, on yesterday's award-winning program, we brought up yardsticks, because that's the kind of hard-hitting stuff we do here. But we're bringing up the fact that no one owns them anymore. They've become relics of the past, like VCRs, landline phones, typewriters, stereo systems, floor model TVs, writing checks, paper maps, and writing in cursive. Hell, our very own Mike Hawk, Eagle Scout, 30 merit badges.
Damn right.
And I'm guessing that at least half of them are either antiquated or pointless. One I know for a fact is, we'll get to that later. But of the 139 available merit badges, they include basketry, chess, coin collecting, kayaking, and the very useful skill of pottery. And look, there's nothing wrong with any of these, but I think we can all agree these aren't skills that are going to benefit you in any meaningful way. But then again, look, I'm a staunch supporter of listening to music on vinyl. I have about 1,200 records, and that is the only thing I will listen to, in spite of the fact that music is available quite literally in thin air. I also used to write checks to pay the bills until my wife finally shamed my caveman ass into finally doing everything online. But today we're talking about our inner old school, right? Do you own a watch that only tells time, or watch movies on VHS, use a paper map, or an actual film camera? Do you have stamps in your home?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know the last time I sent a letter via the mail anywhere. But that's what we're talking about today. Because some of us, we stick with the old school stuff. And that's all today's question is. What old school thing do you use, own, or do? To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fixed fire. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com. Lovers, your local lingerie and adult store has gifts of pleasure for partners who know it's nice to be naughty. Turn up the heat this holiday when you shop at any Lovers store. Let our knowledgeable team help you select the best pleasure presents and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until December 31st. Some exclusions apply.
The satisfying sounds of more sales in your business. And from the sound of it, your business is growing. But you shouldn't have to pay more to scale your business. With Stamps.com, you can import orders from wherever you sell online, find the lowest rates with the fastest delivery times, and instantly deliver tracking updates to your customers and stock up on supplies. Get started at Stamps.com today with code PROGRAM for a 4-week trial, free postage, and a digital scale.
99.9 KISW.
Oh, but Charles, away we go. Welcome to Season 18, Episode number 4002. What a large and in-charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat on this lovely, sunny Tuesday. Taryn Daly will join us. We're going to sin spin once again. Today we get a little haterade out of us with the 10 most hated songs in rock. Now, we all have favorite bands. It does not mean that you like each and every one of their songs, even if they are your favorite band. That is correct. I grew up on Kiss. I'm a Kiss apologist. Let's Put the X in Sex, not one of my favorite songs. That was stupid, and it's when they were getting stupid. But the song I've always hated from Kiss is the one song they always play, which is Rock and Roll All Night.
See, I don't mind that at all.
Really? I never liked it. Even as a kid, I didn't like it. I still don't like it, but I do understand that that's the song you're going to hear from Kiss, but otherwise,
But these are ones that I believe are more universally hated because that was one of their biggest hits ever.
Obviously,
and typically when you do have a big hit and it gets a lot of airplay, look, Rob Thomas was in studio, and the first thing we said was, God, we got so tired of listening to Smooth. One of the most popular songs of probably an entire decade.
Yeah, for sure.
That song was everywhere. It's not a bad song. It won a Grammy.
But we heard it too freaking
And we
loud.
told him, it's not a bad song. I just hate the damn thing. Because it was played so much at the time, you could not get away from that song no matter, you couldn't hide from it.
You couldn't. It was impossible. But he made a point of saying, like, you're not the first people to tell me that.
Right.
I completely understand.
And my house really appreciates that
Yes.
song. And so does my cars and my, beautiful second home, wherever that is. So trust me, it's not the worst thing in the world to have a very popular song. Oftentimes, though, the song that the most popular is the one that sucks the most. Not always, but...
Not always, but a lot of times. What's Bobby McFerrin's biggest hit?
Don't Worry, Be Happy.
He doesn't even like the
only
song.
hit.
Right.
Yes.
I can't name another song, but he doesn't even like the song.
And we go through eras.
That's because that's the only one he has.
Yeah.
Like Rob has the...
Right.
Rob also has a massive fan in Matchbox 20.
Right,
for
Bobby
sure.
McFerrin's just like, that's all that people want to hear.
It's the only thing people want to hear, and I don't like it.
Grew up on Def Leppard. At the end there, I was just not liking what they were doing. It wasn't that I was more of a high and dry pyromania guy.
For sure.
On through the night when they got to the point where they were doing
When the drummer lost the arm, that's when the band changed. When they had a two-arm drummer, they were kind of rocking.
Love Bites, Armageddon It, all those things, which I know are very popular songs. I just prefer other songs of Def Leppard to those.
Like any of them.
Yeah, same with Aerosmith. I like early Aerosmith a lot. I thought Pump was probably their last good album. After that, it was one-word songs. Angel, Crying, all this crap.
One-word songs,
like,
yes.
Oh, my God, man. It got bad. It got bad for like a decade. It was horrible.
But they made an S-ton of money.
That's where they made all of their money.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I did not like that stuff either, but I'm like, All of these are top 40 hits now. Now they're everywhere, and I can't stand any of these things.
Every once in a while, a band will come out with something that's new, that's really, really good, and it happens. Metallica will do it. Tool will do it. But that's a big hill to climb for a lot of bands. But they still make money off of it. So we've got the 10 most hated songs coming up in rock with the lovely Taryn Daly. What else do we have for you today? Oh man, we have tickets for you to check out Green Day, Rancid, and the Smashing Pumpkins. September 23rd, 2024 at T-Mobile Park. We will have a secret word. They said pick a time. We will give you the secret word today. We've determined it's going to be at 4:20.
Is it
4:20?
Is it really
20?
Because you said that yesterday.
Yeah, and you know what? It was 4:35. Sometimes at McDonald's they tell you to pull the car up through and park, and the food will be out in a minute. You know what I mean?
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah. Because the
15 minutes though.
The fries aren't done yet, so you got to wait. But your fries are going to be hot when you get them. So today at 4:20, we'll give you a secret word, and when you hear that word, you want to text it to 206-803-ROCK, 206-803-7625. For your chance to win tickets to see Green Day
sometime in the 4 o'clock hour.
Sometime next year. 4:20 is the time that we will give you that. So that's coming up. And as we do every Monday through Friday, you get more Men's Room exclusively on the Odyssey app with the Men's Room Happy Hour, episode number 496. We will go over the picks for the weekend. You guys are not going to believe how tight the race is as far as our overall standings are concerned.
Oh, I can believe it. I have S the bed the last 2.5 weeks.
No, you haven't. The teams have. Like some luck picks. Just they do not come to fruition.
Yep.
Last night, for example. I'll just leave it at that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And speaking of old school, when we get into the question, by the way, Men's Room Happy Hour coming up. Just download the app. It's free. Search for the Men's Room Happy Hour channel. We'll see you coming up at 6 o'clock. You know, we're going to talk about things that you still use, own, or do. I haven't played fantasy football in about 2 or 3 years. Mm-hmm. And it's one of the best things that I've ever done. I did it for about a decade, and then my commissioner, he left town and decided he didn't want to do it anymore. That's fine. I never was very successful at it anyway. But it really is nice to watch football and not worry about the tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars or whoever the hell I am.
That's exactly why I don't do it.
The old school way to just watch a football game, take it in. You know, it's not like I'm rooting for some team to lose or win because of one dude or two guys or any of that crap. I'm just watching the game and enjoying it.
I did fantasy football one season, and I did okay, but I took the Steelers defense because historically they're very good. Mm-hmm. And then I felt real dirty because as a Ravens fan, I'm keeping an eye on hoping that the Steelers not necessarily win a game, but that their defense dominates. And I'm like, this is wrong.
Right.
Like,
right.
I felt disgusting.
Yeah.
I cannot believe I'm hoping the Steelers defense does well. So I'm like, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do it.
And I would say this to his face, but also just a different group of people got into fantasy football. Like, my one buddy, he really does. I don't know that he really cares that much about football, but it was just weird listening to him talk about analytics and QB1.
Oh, God, right.
Like, WR1.
Okay,
all right, nobody.
Yes.
QB1 is technically it's a term, but like people in the sport don't say it all the time.
Stop it.
Right, or wide receiver one. Like,
No.
It's your best wide out.
Stupid.
I got frustrated.
So yesterday on the program, on our random question, we were talking about things that you used to have in your home growing up that you no longer have in your home. And the reasons behind some of these items, obviously, technology has a lot to do with that. Just basic things that have changed. And there was a discussion online about a yardstick. And they say if you're maybe 40 years old, you probably had a yardstick growing up. And they say, whatever happened to yardsticks? Do you still have one? And why do you have it? Mm-hmm. So a yardstick was 36 inches?
Yes, 1 yard, 36 inches. That is correct.
I just want to make sure because it's been a long time since I looked at it.
Yes.
36 inches in a stick. And you never used it to line things. Some people used it when they were cutting fabric as far as...
That's what people were saying. They were like, look, they sell fabric by the yard, which is true because my wife does upholstery and all this stuff, so I hear it. But yeah, that's what the yardstick was for. And the last time I saw a yardstick... honest to God, I was with her at one of her fabric places. Mm-hmm. That's how they do it. But that brings the question back to why did we have them at home? It's not like my mom was a seamstress, but we had a yardstick. And pretty much everyone I knew growing up had a yardstick, and none of them, as far as I know, did any kind of like upholstery work or anything.
Right.
It's just something you had.
I'm with you. We had them. My mom didn't do any of that.
Right. That's what I mean. Like,
but we had one. And the fun part about this discussion, no one could ever really remember why. So the person brought it up and wanted to know if there is actually a reason to have a yardstick in 2023. And someone did put out an answer that yardsticks were always used for snagging stuff that slid under the fridge or the washer or the dryer or the dishwasher.
It was used for that as well, yeah.
And that was one of the, that's kind of more how I used it than anything else. But we got into the discussion of what you had growing up that you didn't have anymore. We got an email from our listener Jim in Pasco, the podcaster who listens on the Odyssey app. He says, I'm 57, still have 2 yardsticks. But they're still in my home. He sent us a picture of those. Today, we are going to talk about things that you do still use, that are still in your home. And whether they're antiquated or not, you still use them. And we have a little outdated tech poll that they did on things that people still use and they're still happy with using. One of mine that I do all the time is a notepad and pen. I write everything down on paper. Now, VD came in on 4,000 when we were doing our show on Friday, and he was quick to point out all of the paper that we had wasted throughout the years. Thank you for opening up the show with that, by the way, VD.
That's more about our printing habits.
Yes, it is.
Using paper.
Yes, we needed to set that up a little bit better and tell people, look, when I write my setup, I write everything down in hand.
Yeah, everything.
So every single thing when we start the show, I have handwritten. Steve does the same thing.
Every day.
No other radio show, to my knowledge, they're on Word. They've got a better system. It's like when people keep notes on their phone. It's like anything else. There's an easy, more technologically advanced way to do this.
I write all of my headlines on a Google Doc.
I know you type all of it up on Google Doc. Like if you look at my desk now, everything on there is handwritten, and there's sticky notes with more handwritten. Because again, I know I could use notes on my phone. I've never used it in my life. Ever. Like, everything for me is handwritten.
Yeah.
I'm just not good at tech. And I know I could be if I put in the time, but the truth is, I don't care. I don't care enough to pursue it.
Yeah. I told Steve the other day, I was like, look, man, I said, I can't remember the number of trees he said we've killed. But either way, we should probably figure out a way to start planting trees or something, or giving back or going out and spending a day planting trees.
The men's room forest.
That was the optics on that were very good. So we should try to figure out a way to save the day on trees. But we do use a lot of paper in here.
We do.
And the reason is we write a lot of stuff down. We print everything. Typically when you get an email, you read it, you respond to it. Every email we read on this program, we print up.
Right, exactly.
It's on a piece of paper. No one does that.
You could just pull it off the screen.
I could do that, but I put it in an order. I do my own thing. I write it down, but technically, any note. I have a list at home in the kitchen that is all the things that I've either run out of or need to pick up the next time I go to the grocery store, because inevitably I'll forget the 1 or 2 main things that I went there, get distracted, pick up a lot of other stuff, not get what I actually went there for. So in my world, I write every single thing down, even if it's an itinerary on my flight, my hotel, where I'm going.
Everything's handwritten, man.
It's all handwritten down.
Still write down your itinerary for your flight?
Put it in my wallet. I have like 4 or 5 things in there. Here's where I'm flying. Here's the carrier. Yeah. Here's the number. Here's the supposed time. I know I have it somewhere on my phone. I've saved it in my wallet, but I still write it down. What rental car company am I going to when I get to the
I write
airport?
all this stuff down too, Dad. And I know you're smiling, and it's okay.
This is old.
And people tell me, like, dude, there's an easier way. It's like, I know that there is, but one, it works for me. The other truth is, when you write something down, it's better committed to your memory than when you type stuff out.
Yes.
So a lot of times I like to write stuff down, so if I have to recall it later, like, it's just in your brain better. But, I mean, I've spent my life writing, right? Mm-hmm. And I know there are more efficient ways to do things. It just ain't going to happen. Like, my God, man, we went to, the Sea Dragons game, XFL. All right. So I took a bunch of kids with me, so I got 6 tickets. The problem is the tickets are on the phone because, God forbid, they give you just normal tickets now. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like my wife's trying to explain to me how to access tickets. And I know there's probably people rolling their eyes going, how do you not know? You'd be amazed at what I can't do. So we get down there. We get through security, and the ticket, I guess they're not ticket taker, the ticket clicker, whatever the hell. I'm messing around with the phone, and I'm getting really frustrated. And I was looking at my kid. My kid's 11. I hand him the phone. I said, do this. And I mean, second later, he's got everything up. And we walked in. He just looks at me and goes, you're welcome, old man. I said, well, thank you. I appreciate
I was proud of myself Saturdays. I just remember to put my tickets in my Apple Wallet for a change.
That's a smart move. I
don't understand how all of that works. I'm like, look, man.
I can do that.
Just give me some tickets. Can you give me a paper freaking ticket?
I want the ticket because I want to save. I want to keep the ticket.
Good stuff, yeah.
My kids did not
You're
know
not
what
wrong,
they were.
and I do enjoy. Like I'm with you. I still like a ticket stub. I will say the advantage of putting it in your wallet, and I'm recently an iPhone person, is just because before the game, there's just thousands of people all trying to log onto their phones. And
you don't need to once you have it in your wallet. You're good.
Right.
It's
so
there.
sometimes, like, I've stood outside a Seahawks game and been like, oh, man, I'm going to miss kickoff because I didn't download the ticket.
Oh, like when I went to the first time I went to Climate Pledge was Paul McCartney. And he was coming around, and that was the first time I'd been there. So, like anybody else, not anybody else, like myself, I'm in Queen Anne. I'm having a couple of drinks beforehand. The place I was in had an ATM. I'm like, I'm going to get $300 out because I heard the drinks are expensive.
Yeah.
So I want to have a wallet full of cash because I'm going to do some shots in there. I'm going to get some beers. This is going to. And I walk in there and they don't take cash.
Nope.
Yeah. And I'm just like, you don't take cash? I mean, it's the whole basis of the currency that we exist on, cash. Like, we don't take cash. That's fine. I have a card on me. But in my mind, I needed cash to be able to buy all the beer and all the shots that I want.
Now you just used it to buy drugs.
Because in my brain, that's how stuff works. But that's not how stuff works.
$300, you could have got at least 5.
Maybe. Right, exactly. But I still thought that was a healthy withdrawal to make sure that I was going to have a good time that night.
I went to Jimmy John's yesterday to grab a sandwich. Right? It's like $14 when it's all said and done. I pull out a 20. This is Jimmy John's. The guy's like, oh, we don't take cash, man. We take card. But there's a tip jar sitting off to the side. I'm like, dude, I'm not giving you a $20 tip. So basically, you get no tip. I'm not being mean, but like, okay, just put it on card. And even when you put it on card, they did not allow you to put in a tip. But they still had that sad little tip jar.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you take cash, bro.
So what old school thing do you still use, own, or do? 206-803-ROCK.
Selling a little or a lot? Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage, to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify's here to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout. 15% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. And sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US. And Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's award-winning 24/7 help is there to support your success every step of the way. Because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast.
We all know cats are intelligent. Felix Cat Insurance was able to secretly record 2 cats on a hidden microphone. Let's listen in.
Did you hear the one about the 3 dogs at the park?
That's old, like 4 lives ago. But did you hear about the new pet insurance just for cats from FelixCatInsurance.com?
Of course. What do I look like, a dog?
When you're coughing up a fur ball. Yes. Listen, Felix Cat Insurance plans start at under $1 per day and are as unique as you and me. They call it whisker-to-tail protection.
Even fur balls?
Even that. Remember the last time you had a fur ball? I made a TikTok. It went viral.
Oh, that's good. Wait, you're on social media?
There you have it. Felix Cat Insurance. Customizable coverage exclusively for felines. Sorry, no dogs allowed. FelixCatInsurance.com. Get it? Meow. Insurance is underwritten by Independence American Insurance Company and produced by Independence Pet Group. Pre-existing conditions are not covered. For all terms and limitations, visit FelixCatInsurance.com/terms.
This holiday season, make your journey memorable with Travel Centers of America, where our motto is simple: return every traveler to the road better than they came. Avoid any hassle and stop at our one-stop shop for all your holiday travel needs. Fuel up, indulge in delicious snacks, and dine at one of our full-service restaurants. Hit the road with peace of mind knowing we've got you covered. For more info, go to ta-petro.com. Travel Centers of America, your road to happy travels.
Deep underground, the Jelly Belly factory, Bibi is in her secret laboratory creating the weird and wild flavors of Bean Boozled.
I started again!
Is it pomegranate or old bandage? Dare to compare. Bean Boozled, 6th edition. Are you brave enough? 99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
The 10 most hated songs in rock coming up. Taryn Daly. In the meantime, our question. What old school thing do you still use, own, or do? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Ray. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hey, guys.
Hola.
Okay, can I first give my wife a shout-out real quick?
Does she not live with you anymore?
She does, but she listens to the show, and she's currently on the way somewhere, so she's probably listening right now.
Okay. Hello. Well, go. You say hi to her so she knows who you are.
Hi, Cassie. You got a concussion 4 months ago. You're rocking it, getting better every day. Very proud of you.
Probably can't even remember what you just said.
And he invited ladies over, Cassie. Just know that.
Wait a minute, which Cassie?
Cassie, is that you?
So what outdated thing do you still do?
Cassie.
We have an old school phone. We use landline.
Okay. How much does that cost a month? I'm curious.
It's actually free in your like Comcast. They give it to you for nothing as long as you have something else, or they charge you an arm and a leg if you just want that.
Who in the hell would just want? If I'm going to call Comcast, like, no, I just want landline phones.
Now, you said it doesn't cost a thing. Does that include long distance?
Correct.
Okay, because back in the day with the landline phone, you had a local provider, whether that was Pac Bell, Atlantic Bell, and then you had a long distance provider, or you used a card or whatever to call.
So, do you actually remember phone numbers? You know, most of us now, I could not tell you anyone's phone number except my wife's and my own, but I just look at the phone and it says Miles, I dial his number. That's it. So for you, do you remember people's phone numbers? You have them written down somewhere?
Oh, no, I'm horrible. But before the concussion, my wife's mind's a steel trap. She remembers every single phone number, every single person's name. It's ridiculous.
Okay. How did your wife get a concussion?
It really helps with the phone solicitors having a landline phone, because that's the one that they always call.
Gotcha. How did she get a concussion, by the way?
She had a drying rack drop on her head in the last week of school. She teaches kindergarten.
Damn.
Well, that'll do it. Yeah. So, So also with the landline phones, right? So one thing about do you own a cell phone, or are you strictly landline?
I own a cell phone.
Okay.
We have a flip phone.
Okay, so yes, you have a mobile phone at that point. So how many times do you get stuck talking to a solicitor, right? So, because on the cell phone, it'll type potential spam, or if it's a number you don't know, you don't even answer, right? But when it's a landline phone, it just rings. So now you pick it up, you say hello. What % of the calls are just people trying to bilk you out of cash?
Probably half.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
That's why I wouldn't want it.
Honest to God, that's the main reason.
You can't hit ignore. That's the best thing about a cell phone. You just hit ignore.
Right, and that's the other thing, right? Because I remember being a teenager, right? I know my buddy's home. I don't know if he's in the shower. I don't know if he's masturbating, whatever. But I'd let his phone ring 27 times. Right? Bring.
Okay, so in our old building, we had desk phones.
Yes.
And they would ring every once in a while. And Steve and I would look at each other like, what is happening?
We never answered.
What do you do? And I tried to get it. Okay, so then I went on. We had to redo our benefits for the upcoming year. So I get on the company portal there, and I look at all my stuff. And lo and behold, I looked at my personal information because I wasn't sure if I changed my address, or there's a couple things on there I wasn't sure about. But I get on there, and it has my phone number for here.
In the building?
Yes. I have a phone number.
Really?
Yeah, so do you.
I do.
Well, everybody does.
Right.
Huh.
I just didn't know it.
I'm going to call you sometime on the...
Why don't we try to call that phone number? I'm kind of curious.
Did you have it written down?
Do I leave I can look it up.
Yeah, look it up, man. We'll just try to give it a call. I've never heard those phones.
No, I'm not kidding you.
Ever.
I've got one.
Are they on our desk? Honest to God. Are the phones on our desk?
I think they took them out.
I think you guys used to have
They
phones.
had
I remember
'em,
in the old building, you guys
remember in the
definitely
old
had
building.
office phones, but
They had them here, but I feel like they were almost like, you guys aren't using them, we'll just take them.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking back to my desk. Like, if it's there, it's buried under paper, but I have absolutely no
I
idea.
feel like Ted might actually have a phone. You have a phone over on your desk?
I can't remember if it's there or not. Because I
bad
feel like
is this?
a year ago, they were like, we can just take them out. And it was like, just take them out.
All right. Let me see here. Okay.
And I probably still have one there, as I had to share a desk with Taryn.
Right. But even when she's on it, because she does a lot of work, but she still uses her cell phone. You know, like business
Zoom.
stuff.
Like now if there's ever a meeting with anybody, now it's over Zoom. There's no communal calls anymore. It's over Zoom.
Well, it's funny. Somebody here said at their business they still do conference calls versus Teams or Zoom.
Yeah.
And Teams is what? Just like the other version of Zoom?
Pretty much. Yeah, that's the Microsoft Zoom, if you will.
Mike, call me.
Oh, God, here we go.
All right.
Put it up on the board there.
Look at that picture of you.
And I think with technology now through our email, you can still get your voicemails without actually listening to them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, honest to God, I know nothing about any of this, so this is all news to me.
Pull it up on the board there, Mike. Let's see if we get I don't even know if there's a... I don't know where it would go. I don't know where I would get it.
Yeah, if you had to pick up a phone because somebody called you here, where do you go to pick it up?
I can't do it from the board over here. My board's all messed up.
All right.
Oh, all right.
We'll figure
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have physically a phone. I'm sure it still goes to the voicemail that's set up. But you would have to go in there and retrieve them.
It just said that you're not available.
Oh, I'm not available. Sweet. I am actually not available.
There you go.
All right. It works.
We got to try it after 6 or before 2 to see if it knows, like, he's not available because he's on the air or he's just not available in general.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Juan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hey, real quick shout out to you guys for coming to Bremerton here last summer.
Yeah, man.
That was a great time. It was almost like a rock concert atmosphere, and it was awesome.
We had a blast.
We had a real good time.
Yeah,
there, man.
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I left seeing 6 of you guys instead of 3.
Okay.
That seems about right.
That's a good afternoon.
Yeah. So as I was listening to you guys, I started writing a list on my pad and paper,
Good man.
and of everything that we still have. And so I got a VCR, still have one with tapes.
And you actually watch it. You use it.
Well, yeah, we use it.
Okay. Does it look different? Because you probably have an HD TV. I know it's not HD when you plug it in.
Oh, no, yeah, it looks totally different.
Is it more clear?
No.
It's worse.
No, dude, it's on degraded.
Right.
So you have the worst thing is your HD TV now shows you how bad your VHS
But does it
tapes
look
actually
better
look.
than it would on an old analog television?
I don't
In
think
other
so,
words?
because the way it was
No.
shot, like if it's pixelated, it's going to be pixelated. But now on your HD screen, all of the impurities of it, I think, are clearer.
Okay,
if you know
all right.
Right. So we also have a landline because we've had the same phone number for over 30 years, so we just, kept it.
Are you pretty good at remembering phone numbers?
Yes.
Okay.
How much is that landline a month?
Well, just like the previous caller, it's nothing because we have, it goes through voice over internet.
All right. Okay.
I
don't even know if I have a place in my house to plug in a phone.
I think we still have.
I don't have cable
the plug
outlets.
for it somewhere. I don't remember where. Probably in the kitchen. I would imagine. If I
You have
looked.
a cable outlet somewhere in your house.
Yeah, you.
We combed. I had them over.
Really?
We looked.
They could not find.
They can install one for me.
Right.
All right.
But there's not one in my house, and I thought that I could get the box to be Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. So in other words, I kind of was hoping that from my router it would just go to that box.
Nope.
And then I could watch the Kraken, and then I could watch the Mariners. But they don't have that box yet. So that box needs to
Well,
plug in
one
the
of my
cable.
boxes works Bluetooth, but it's because I think I have the other one in
Because
my
you have
living
the
room.
other one.
All
Right.
right,
That's because we do
okay.
the same thing. So
Okay.
what other old crap do you have?
I have non-digital watches. In other words, they're just face watches that show you the time and date.
No offense, that is my absolute preference. If I was going to wear a watch, I never liked digital watches. I like face watches. I really do.
Cassette tapes.
Okay, wow. You and my wife, she will not part. I don't know where we can physically play them in our home, but she will not part with her cassette tapes. And it's all like cassette singles because she was big into the 80s pop thing.
I would say also your watches with the faces, the best time it comes in super handy is on the plane.
Yes.
Like when I get on a plane,
Yes.
if I'm changing time zones, I set it to the time zone I'm going to.
Oh, really?
Right.
That's smart.
Yeah. That way you kind of have an idea of how long the flight is.
That's the thing. You
Because
can't.
I'm thrilled. Or sometimes I'm like, all right, we got to be almost done. And it's like, you're not.
Well, my Apple Watch does not change until I get out of airplane mode. Yes. So I don't know that until I land, based on where I'm.
Right.
I always look and go, I'm confused.
What other old stuff you got there, Juan?
Just like you, Thrill, vinyl records. Nothing like it.
I love vinyl. And the thing is, I know a lot of people are getting back into vinyl, and I'm appreciative of that because there's more variety for me to buy now. But I've always liked vinyl because when CDs took over, I was 17, 18 years old, and I freaking hated them. I really did, but they stopped producing vinyl. So for 20 years, all the music I bought was on CD because that was the only format that you could get on, but I never particularly enjoyed them. I don't know why.
Well, is it even worth it to get a vinyl for any new artist right now? Like, does it still have the same intricacy with a vinyl that is released today versus when they were recorded back when they were the mainstream sound?
I mean, it just depends what you want to hear, but vinyl, by its nature, it's going to sound different. It's going to sound different because they literally carve into the vinyl itself, right? So when your needle bounces in there and ricochets the sound back, blah, blah, blah. So there's a certain sound that you get. And I got a few newer artists, quote unquote, on vinyl, and I enjoy it more. I don't know why. And the nice thing about vinyl, man, and you probably know this, you inadvertently start becoming a musical historian.
Because you can read about it.
Right. You're not trying to do that, but you end up reading all this crap, so you have all this useless knowledge about various bands.
I could fill a wall in my house with the posters that came with a lot of my albums. That used to be
inside of the vinyl.
I'm telling you, I've got like probably 20 posters that are in those albums, like Prince and other things that just...
Kiss used to be notorious for that.
Absolutely.
I think the vinyl thing, right? Like, as long as I've known you've talked about vinyl.
Sure.
Like, the only thing that happened with vinyl that got a little annoying, it's nothing to do with people that like it. It was just like, remember for a while, it was just like super hipster. People were like,
absolutely.
Hey, if you don't listen to vinyl, you're not really listening to music. Like, all right, dude.
That's not the attitude. I prefer vinyl. That's it. I have no judgment on how anyone chooses to consume their music, but for me, and the thing is, my dad gave me all of his old jazz and R&B and soul albums. And then he's got a buddy that lives in Florida who has sent me all of his old jazz. So now I have like 1,200 records, and mostly I've been listening to jazz because I've gotten all these new things. I'm familiar with a lot of it because I grew up with it, but it's been really, really freaking cool.
I don't have a CD player, but I've got boxes of CDs in my garage that I kept because I figured, like vinyl, that will one day come around, and I don't want to get rid of all these CDs that I have because I don't know if I can transfer them, whatever the deal is, but I just don't want to get rid of them because I collected them for 15, 20 years.
Sure.
And I don't know why I have them. I've got them, though. I guess because some of those things are the only copy I have of that album.
Correct. So I understand. You just can't listen to it.
I have all the Zeppelin. I don't have all the Zeppelin on vinyl. I've got 5 albums on vinyl instead of the whole collection, but I still wanted to keep a hold of them. I'll tell you one that I had just last weekend. I realized that I was in a hotel room, and I took a shower, and I used a washcloth. Now, when I grew up, I used a washcloth because my stepfather made me use a washcloth.
Yeah, parents
absolutely had to use a washcloth every time I washed myself. Since that point in time, not always using a washcloth. But I went back and used it. It was like, washcloth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't used one.
Man, I haven't used one in probably like 10 years. This is great. Washcloth.
What else you got, Juan?
Yep.
Paper maps.
All right. Now, actual maps or an atlas? I do have an atlas at home, the old road atlas, because for whatever reason...
No, I even have, my wife and I were traveling, and we were road traveling, and I said, instead of looking on the phone, let's see if we can find an atlas. We stopped at a bookstore and actually bought a road atlas as well.
Yeah. And what's cool is I see my kids flipping through it, and you realize that they get a little knowledge out of it. But I just remember with the paper maps, I hated it when we were driving. Not because reading a map was a problem, but we could never fold it up right. And my father, seriously, would get so pissed off at me and my brother trying to fold a frickin' paper map back the way it was.
I'll tell you,
and we never, ever did it.
If you ever go on a hiking excursion that you've never been on before, as far as a loop or a trail or whatever, it is imperative that you pick up a topographical map. That will change your life as far as not doing anything stupid, realizing where you are, realizing the route, knowing where the danger points are, knowing when you're going to have to pull a hill, knowing how much time it's going to take with that elevation and all that different stuff. That's where I get geeky and nerdy.
And it's tough when you live in like metropolitan areas, but there is still areas your GPS won't work.
100% correct. Yeah. And what else you got, man?
Well, the last 3 are stamps, checks, and return address labels for the envelope.
From like the Easter seals or somebody?
Yeah, veterans actually, but yeah.
How often do you actually use stamps or an envelope? I mean, I know we have a book of stamps at the house, but we bought the Forever stamps because we probably bought the same book of stamps about 7 years ago.
Yeah, but the same thing. I had to write checks for some payments that I had to make because they wouldn't take automatic payments. So I had to resort to getting checks and writing a small letter and putting a stamp on an envelope.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not something that happens in America. If you want to give yourself a challenge today, Juan, and I say this to everyone. So we did this before the show today. I attempted it, Miles attempted it and did the best. Taryn Daly attempted it, and Veggie Dog attempted it. I said, write a sentence in cursive. And Veggie Dog's like, I can do that, no problem. Within 2 seconds, he's like, Jesus Christ, I don't remember how to... I'm like, right. Seriously, just try to write a full sentence in cursive and see how you do.
Is that why there were scribbles on my doggone desk?
Yeah, that's exactly what that was. So we all just had a scrap piece of paper. We all wrote this. I can't remember what the sentence was, but I couldn't do it, man.
Before I begin, may I say you look nice today, or
something like that, right? And I just,
Jesus, I don't know if I can either.
Yeah, honestly, like you think you can, and VD was real confident. And then he's like, Jesus.
Here's the thing with cursive. Technically, if you do it correctly, the pen never needs to
leave
come
the
up,
pen, right?
Unless you're starting a different word.
I couldn't do it.
If you're writing before, your pen does not come off the paper.
Correct.
And that was the hardest part for me.
Other than, I don't think capitals, you have to keep it on.
Maybe
there.
so.
You capitalize one letter and then the rest of the word
I couldn't remember how to make a capital I. The sentence begins with before I begin, right? So I got before.
That's ampersand.
And then when I got to I, I'm like, I forgot.
That's all I got. Maryland is my favorite team.
Is it this?
Wow. That's not good.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
What old school thing do you still use, own, or do? 206-803-ROCK.
And most autographs you could barely read anyhow.
Right. It's just, they signed it, right? Hello, Ethan. Welcome to the men's room.
Oh, hey, guys.
Hola.
So I'm going to throw you a bit of an oddball here. Within the last couple of years, I've gotten really into old military stuff.
All right.
I still use it on the daily. Jackets, pants, all of it. It is great. That and rifles.
Are you picking that up at like Goodwill, or is there like a Army-Navy store that has used gear?
No, so Montana doesn't actually have any Army-Navy stores, which is really bizarre. All of my purchases are online through a few different places and eBay.
And is it the quality's pretty good, I'm guessing?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. I've got some old Swiss parkas, I think maybe from the 60s or 70s, held up really well. Got a Romanian parka I used in the dead of winter here from 1986. It looks immaculate. The rifles I have from the 40s in perfect condition. It holds up surprisingly well.
I mean, it's military grade, so you hope so. You hope so. But what's the oldest thing that you've managed to get your hands on so far?
The oldest thing I personally own is my 1943 Russian-issued Mosin Nagant. I still shoot that on the regular. It's a very fun gun. Ammo's a little hard to find.
I was wondering about that. Like, it's one thing to have the weapon, but then to find the ammo, is that another thing you have to go online or find other collectors?
No. So actually, a few of the gun stores in Montana pretty regularly keep it. The only issue is, given the current state of affairs in the world, the import of new Russian ammo has unfortunately been banned.
Yeah, I can see how that might be happening right now. Yeah,
you go down to the Filson store and they get a picture up there in black and white of somebody in Alaska or somebody on top of a mountain or whatever the deal is, and they're wearing a shirt, and Filson still makes that shirt.
Yeah, they make the same.
Yeah, I know.
shirt.
I know the materials changed, and but they used to. I believe until the last couple of weeks, they used to still have a sewing shop in the back. And you could get things altered, or you could get things made, and all those. I don't think they do that anymore there. I think they do it someplace else. But I mean, you're looking at something that is an identical replica of something that somebody was wearing when they hiked Denali or went up Rainier.
Dude, I mean, I did it 2 weeks ago when I was in Austin. The first boot shop we went to was just a local one, and they were dead serious. Like, don't touch the boots. And I was like, what? Like, no biggie. But I was just like, why? And they're just like, everything's the old school way. Like, we make them all here, this and that. If you touch them, it kind of messes them up. Now, with that said, I don't think there was a pair in there under $800.
Damn. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
What old school thing do you still use, own, or do? 206-803-ROCK.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Lovers, your local lingerie and adult store has gifts of pleasure for partners who know it's nice to be naughty. Turn up the heat this holiday when you shop at any Lovers store. Let our knowledgeable team help you select the best pleasure presents and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until December 31st. Some exclusions apply.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Hey, it's Mike Hawk. Want more Men's Room content? Follow the Men's Room page of the Odyssey app and check out my live stream, A Moment with Mike Hawk and Nothing in Particular with Steve the Thrill Hill. Going live Thursdays and Fridays at 1 exclusively on the Men's Room page of the Odyssey app.
99.9 KISW. We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Cheers to 1 tickets to Green Day coming up. The secret word will be a 420.
Are you sure?
420. And when you hear that secret word, text it to 206-803-ROCK. In the meantime, our question, what old school thing do you still use, own, or do?
Hello, Kenny. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
Happy 4,000. I listen every day. You guys are freaking awesome.
Well, thank you, man. Appreciate that. And we're on 4,002 now, Kenny. It's old news, brother.
Well, so here's my deal. Number one, I'm like 12 years older than both Steve and Miles. So I got a lot of kind of crap that I kind of hold on to. I use stamps. Yes, I do.
All right.
But the reason I was calling, I am big time still into physical media.
So like a home theater system
CDs.
kind of thing? Talking about newspapers?
No. I still buy CDs. I still buy DVDs. So, I'm not into the streaming stuff. But the reason I'm calling is you guys were, I think it was last week, you were talking like the sound bar is so much, makes your watching TV experience so much better.
Sure.
I've got a huge home theater system that if it doesn't blow my hair back when I'm watching a movie, I'm not enjoying it. You know what I'm saying?
Now, is it hard for you to find any replacement stuff for that if something goes south?
No.
Really? So it's still readily available. I'm thinking of all the people I know right now. If I go to their home, they don't have that. And I mean, that could be my parents, my friends, you name it. I can't remember the last time I walked into someone's house and saw like a home theater system.
Is it an analog receiver tuner?
It's digital.
Okay,
yeah.
so you could still do a partial surround, like maybe a 4, or do you just put everything on the front and just blow it out?
I've got a 7.1 in my house currently. My subwoofer is the size of a small refrigerator. The first time I plugged it in, I blew a clock off the wall before I calibrated everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's got to be a cool movie experience when you do have a movie night.
Now, are you married or dating anyone?
I've been married for 31 years.
And what does your wife think of it? Because there's certain things that I collect that my wife just accepts that I do it, even though she's not particularly impressed. So is she cool with this, or is it just like whatever?
She's not a big fan. When she's out of town is when I let the dog run. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it. That's when I eat Indian food. I mean, certain things are not going to happen when you're with the stairs. Like my wife does not like Indian food. So when we're together, I never get Indian food. If she goes out of town, the first thing I do, get frickin' Indian food.
There you go.
Yeah, you're lucky. Is that in your living room, or do you have a den/basement area that you do this?
Well, that's where it got. Our last house we lived in for 18 and a half years, and I had a dedicated area, and then we sold the house when the kids grew up and moved into a spot with a smaller living room, and so now I've got it just in the living room. So
See, that's impressive. What about like newer like movies and stuff? Sorry, did I miss that? Like, how do you watch newer movies?
I buy the DVDs or the Blu-rays, or I mean, occasionally I'll find something and I'll stream it, but most of the time, if it's a movie I really, really like, I'll just buy it.
I just didn't know if they still make it.
No, I'm right there. Honest to God, I did not know if they still produce it.
Let's just assume you have a granddaughter and they put out Barbie. Can you go and physically find a copy of Barbie on DVD?
I bet you can.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought that was
honestly,
like what Ted said. I thought that was just a thing of the past. But I'm not shopping for DVD. Seems like you can find anything online. So
just type it in. You can go to Target. $23.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be darned.
That's amazing.
And it's DVD, not Blu-ray or digital or anything like that. That's legit DVD.
Huh?
All right. Yeah, I just didn't think they did it.
No.
Yeah, I did not know. DVDs doesn't shock me as much as the fact they still produce CDs.
A couple of the 16 useless things, whether they're skills or things that you're holding on to as far as what you can do. We've covered a couple of them. Reading a map. You can read a map.
Yep.
Driving a stick shift. I'm still able to drive a stick shift. That's how I learned.
Man, I could, but it has been years. I bet it would be a struggle. I would like if you had a car with a stick shift in it. I don't know that you want me driving it.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of like riding a bike, but you do have to fall off the bike real quick.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just picturing me just grinding out somebody's clutch.
We talked about writing in cursive. That's one. Traditional grammar. We were talking about this the other day in the office with a couple of our coworkers as far as just texting goes and how, you use punctuation and two spaces before the beginning of a
They told me I was weird. I said, well, it's not weird. I'm just kind of old school. And then the other person chimed in and said, no, dude, that's weird. I said, it's weird, like, to use punctuation and space. And they were like, yeah, it's weird. Like, I didn't know.
Sewing, either by hand or with a sewing machine. Using a landline phone. We've been over that one today. How about this one? Using a card catalog. Basically like the libraries used to have as far as organizing whether it is recipes or whether
right.
things that you own that you have a collection of.
Aren't you glad you learned the Dewey Decimal System?
I am.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, why?
The dumbass.
What? Now you just walk in, go to a computer at the library, punch in the title of the book you want.
What does it go up to? 700, 800? What was the top number?
I don't remember.
I just remember that the library at my university that they built it specifically for that system. And every floor was 0 to 100.
Right.
100 to 200. So when you went, you just went to the Dewey, you went to the whatever the hell it is, the card catalog file, and then you found the floor.
Right.
And then you went up to that floor. But that doesn't mean that's where all your books were. You might have one of the 300, you might have one of the 500. Also, no elevator. So, it was just, you're like, oh man, it's on the 8th floor. Balancing a checkbook. I don't balance a checkbook, but I'm guilty of still writing checks.
I would if my wife would let me. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just writing a check. She's like, give this to me. And she goes on the computer or her phone. She's like, it is done. It is taken care of.
I mean, unless it's something like I still have checks, I still have envelopes and stamps, but it's got to be for some reason I'm specifically writing a check.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't realize that we had not had checks in the house for like 7 years or something, right? Because she deals with all that crap. So the mail delivers a new checkbook. I'm like, how did we run out of checks? She goes, it's not that. You needed a check for something we're doing with our taxes.
Okay.
So they physically had to see a check. And I'm like, so we ordered, and the only check that we've used out of that checkbook is specifically to do taxes.
Changing your own oil. I know for a fact that I cannot do that with the car that I have. There is no way in hell that I would be afraid that I would damage the car.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing I want to do is tear up the motor of the car that I have.
I probably could with mine. It's an 07.
Yeah, you could probably still get in there.
Yep. Finding dates in person.
What do you mean?
As far as going out with someone. Maybe you meet them.
Oh,
yeah.
Or meeting a person in person before you've met them online, kind of thing.
Correct. Finding dates in person. Ironing your clothes. A lot of people have figured out that their irons do not spark joy and have tossed them to the curb. That would be me.
I was going to say, we were talking about that yesterday.
Writing letters.
Oh, Mike, you still iron?
Well, yeah, I travel for my auctions.
Oh, right,
so,
you have the auctions,
and so I got all my stuff. Like, I don't have an actual garment bag. I shove it all in my suitcase. And the hotels tend to have an ironing board. That's where I do my ironing. I do have an iron at the house, but for the most part, you can do that little spritz it down, throw it in the dryer real quick, and all the wrinkles are out.
Mike, I swear to God, I just got this gift a month and a half ago, 2 months.
The steamer?
No, it's a bag that unzips all the way, and then it rolls out, and there is actually a place that you can put your clothes in there.
Yeah, it's a garment bag.
It's a garment bag, but it's a duffel bag.
Yeah.
So the garment bag is inside the duffel bag, so the way that the damn thing works, you can like stick them down in there, and then
right.
you put the thing back together, and it's all.
I will say the most ironing I ever see nowadays is always in hotels.
Oh, yeah.
Because of what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Because there's
You're
one in there,
going
too.
somewhere important, right?
Maintaining a resume shows up on the list.
I don't think I've ever had a resume. Ever.
I mean, I have one on LinkedIn.
Yeah. I've never. Because when I worked in restaurants, it was just wherever you worked before, right?
Yep.
You tell them, and then in radio, they don't care. Well, at least on the air. I don't know about sales and all that, but they just want to hear a tape.
I haven't had a resume since 1992.
Damn. Yeah.
93, somewhere in there. I couldn't even tell you what the dates are.
If I had to think back
going
now,
back,
dude,
when was
I
that
don't
job?
know.
When did I quit? When I started? I don't know. Driving a car, believe it or not. They say a lot of people just take public transportation and Uber. Using a dictionary. Mm-hmm. Don't need to do that anymore if you got Google. And using a compass. So orienteering of any nature at all is included on the list. So what old school thing do you still use, own, or do? 206-803 right.
I got to ask, because I know you got one in Boy Scouts. Like, do I need to take a class? Like, I know how a compass works. Like, can I figure out where north is and figure it out from there?
You should be able to pretty easily, yes.
You should be able to, yes.
Because basically you point the map north to where the compass is, and you begin your orienteering process that way.
Okay.
Directionally speaking.
Yes, I never took, I was never in Boy Scouts. I didn't think I had a class on it, but I'm pretty sure, right, it points to north. Because I use mine on my phone all the time. Just
sure.
All right,
that's just kind of fun to do, yeah.
And that's pretty much what you do. Just there's an actual physical map, so then you figure out which way the map should be going, and then you figure out the rest.
Now, see, we're hearing from the Boy Scouts, all right? So I did take the time. I pulled up all there. So to be an Eagle Scout, you have to have at least how many?
26?
7.
You have to have at least 27, Mike. You have 30. Miles, you have 27.
Yeah, 27.
Now, they have 139 merit badges that you can get in the Boy Scouts. And since you guys are talking about orienteering, I figured this. Now, I have both of them highlight where you guys have gotten your merit badges. So, one merit badge you got, share? Archery.
Yeah.
When's the last time you shot a bow and arrow?
I used to have a whitetail hunter. Yeah, and then I moved up to a Darton, so probably
I think it was when
19.
when I went to a Ren Fair like 10 years ago.
All right, Mike, based on this, you have your merit badge in art. How does that come in handy for you?
You know what? I do some very artistic things when it comes to the show. The different memes that I make for this.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Good answer. Good answer.
That is a very good answer. I like that.
Show me art.
Now, these next two are Miles, and they both make sense. Athletics. All right.
Yeah.
You got backpacking, which as a Boy Scout, I would think makes sense. I noticed that Mike does not have the backpacking merit badge, but whatever. But
well, it's a good area to do it.
But you know what Mike does have that you don't have? Basketry.
You damn straight.
Now, dude, honest
I
to
did not
God.
go for that one.
Basketry.
So here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
Is when you make Eagle Scout is not actually where the level ups, if you will, stop in the world of Boy Scouts. There's what they call palms. They're different. They look like feathers, and they're little badges that you get to put on your Eagle Scout pin right there. Right?
Okay.
And it starts with like bronze, then it goes silver, and then you get gold. And you need. Honestly, you just need to get 5 merit badges and then turn it all in and then get your council review and all that stuff. I have the bronze one, and I had all the requirements needed for the silver one. I just never actually got the review and stuff like that. So I actually have more than 30 badges. It's just my mom never sewed them on my sash.
Oh, well, okay.
Damn.
But
you guys both got camping. Miles got canoeing and chess.
I used to teach canoeing.
Let's see. Both of you have citizenship in community, citizenship in nation, citizenship in the world.
That's required for Eagle.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason.
That's why you. Okay.
Same with personal.
What
finance.
about coin collecting? Because you both did coin. You get a merit badge for coin collecting.
At the time, I collected coins,
and I'm just
so
saying.
it was easy.
Here's a useful one: cooking. That's our friend Mike. Let's see. Emergency preparedness, not bad.
That's
Environmental
very
science, not bad.
Environmental science also required.
Yep.
Mike, why do you have fingerprinting? When does that come in handy?
Because, like I said, you just needed to get those 5 merit badges. And again, I was an Eagle Scout when I was taking these easy ones. Now, when we were starting in scouting, all my friends did that like their first year.
Got all
that
the stupid ones,
right? Knock out the little easy ones that take you maybe a couple hours to knock out and get them done. Now that I'm an Eagle Scout, it's like here come the palms. Let's go, baby.
I got you.
Yeah.
Both of you guys got first aid. Miles did
That's
fish and wildlife management.
Another required.
Fly fishing for our friend of Mike.
One of my auctioneer buddies actually got me out there. He was a friend of my dad's, and he took me out fly fishing, and he got signed up to be an official actual merit badge counselor, if you will.
Okay.
You actually do need to get a certified counselor to teach you these things and to verify that you've done all these things.
How
and
did
fill
you
out
do
the
fly
card.
fishing?
He actually signed up. He liked to go fly fishing, and then my dad talked to him about signing up, and then he became the instructor.
Hey, you know what?
Are you any good at
that?
it?
Is not
No.
easy. That is not easy.
No, it's not.
Because my buddy does it. He teaches. He does a thing in Montana where he takes people out on the tour guides and all that stuff. And there's a difference between riverbank fishing, where everything's in front of you, or if you're out in the stream or the river, and you have full motion behind you and in front of you. It is harder.
How do you know? You didn't get the merit badge in fly fishing. According to my color-coded chart, Mike did.
I don't have the merit badge.
No, you don't.
But I've been fly fishing a number of times. It's harder than you think to be accurate.
I have not been fly fishing since I got the badge.
To drop one in a hole,
how about
you
forestry?
Have to be good. Yep, I have that, yeah.
Geology?
I have that.
Hiking?
I have that.
Now, Mike, you're from Enumclaw, so this one just plays into it. Horsemanship.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it alone.
We went to one summer camp that they had horses there at the summer camp. It's one of those where you went to these places. It was like, okay, you can only get horsemanship at this camp. So if you guys want that one, get on that one. And I was just like, go for the exclusive ones. There's another one on there that was exclusive to one that was down around the Portland area, or rather over on the coast, Camp Merriweather. They were the only one that had the oceanography.
Let's see. Miles got kayaking. Both of you got leather work and life saving.
I enjoyed leatherworking, actually.
Well, you know what? Mike enjoyed it so much, he also did metalwork.
Correct.
And the oceanography. And orienteering.
Yeah, I did
orienteering, yeah. Mike also did painting.
Yep.
Both of you did personal fitness, personal management.
Those are
That's
required.
a requirement, yeah.
Miles, you did pottery.
I did do pottery. I like pottery.
Okay, just saying, man. As far as things you're
crafty
probably
ones were fun.
not. Look, I'm not disputing that these things were enjoyable to do. What I'm saying is, in line with the question, how many of these things are you still doing?
But you know what? It explores hobbies that you can get into.
I also taught at Boy Scout camp for 3 months every summer for 4 years.
Nice.
Now the woman who taught pottery was hotter than hell.
Oh, okay.
Say no more.
Okay, and I'm like, hey, we're with just a bunch of dudes and kids.
Yeah.
If I can take pottery, I loved it. I still had some of it. My mom, I think, still has one thing I made.
Nice. I wouldn't mind trying to learn that now.
How about railroading?
Cool. Yeah. I
got the merit badge in railroading.
No.
Learn how trains move passengers and freight. You both did rifle shooting. Mm-hmm. Miles did rowing. Miles did safety.
I did not teach safety.
Ted, Mike, however, did shotgun shooting.
Okay, now there's something to that, because I got rifle shooting and shotgun shooting in the exact same year, because much like our friend Miles, the gal that was running the shooting range was hot as hell, and I hung out with her a lot.
And don't talk. Hey, look, shooting clay pigeons is a great way to spend
It's fun.
the day.
It's so fun, dude.
Awesome.
We had an Annie Oakley out there. That was a great
old
time.
spring litter, cha-ching, boom. Right, boom.
How about signs, signals, and codes? I know
did that.
that's you, Miles, because that's something you're just
like
interested
flags?
in anyway.
Semaphore.
Semaphore.
All right.
Yeah. And sign language and all this.
Small boat sailing.
Good boy, Miles. Good boy.
This is where Miles got all the ladies, stamp collecting.
I collected stamps.
Both of you guys did swimming.
That was required.
Mike did weather, meteorology, etc., etc.
That's cool. That'd be interesting.
Miles did wilderness survival, which explains your magic bag to ward off any kind of creatures that might attack you. Mike also did wood carving, and then Miles, you did woodwork.
Well, the wilderness survival, you had to spend one night in your own self-made lean-to.
Okay. Oh, nice.
So there was a lot more to that. That one took a little bit of planning as far as just mentally getting ready to go out there and do that.
Right. How many of these skills do you think would come back to you in a time of need? Right.
A lot.
If I said,
a lot.
Mike,
Plenty.
we need a basket. Like, could you
First aid, especially.
Well, you give me the reeds and I can get it
I'll
done.
get you the reeds.
Yeah,
you can make a basket.
I can make us a basket. I
Okay.
can
I
get it
always
done,
just
man.
feel idiot. Like when you get into a canoe or a double kayak with someone who doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, J-stroke, cool. And they're looking at me. I'm like, J-stroke. And they're like, what is
What does
that?
that mean?
The merit badge.
J-stroke.
And also, by the way, all the people that are giving me crap because I didn't sew on my own badges, that's not like a requirement. You were
But
not
somebody's
required.
pointing out, why didn't you just get the merit badge in sewing and sew your own damn merit badges on?
Because sewing's for girls.
And much like
Not like basketry.
And much like the pine, what was it? The pine.
And he lived at home when he was a teenager, folks.
And,
Yeah, right.
and much like the pine box derby, right, Mike? Was that
Pine Wood.
Pine wood derby.
Yeah.
Okay, some mothers could sew on the badges correctly.
Oh, no.
Some kids just come in all ratty, like crap falling
Exactly,
off of them. They
dude.
look like ass. I
wanted it to look good.
What old school thing do you still use, own, or do? 206-803-ROCK.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Lovers, your local lingerie and adult store has gifts of pleasure for partners who know it's nice to be naughty. Turn up the heat this holiday when you shop at any Lovers store. Let our knowledgeable team help you select the best pleasure presents and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until December 31st. Some exclusions apply.
Deep underground, the Jelly Belly factory, Bibi is in her secret laboratory creating the weird and wild flavors of Bean Boozled.
I've done it again!
Is it pomegranate or Old Bandage? Dare to compare. Bean Boozled, 6th edition. Are you brave enough?
99.9 KISW. The men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Lovely Church Daily coming up. We're going to sit and spin. We've got the 10 most hated songs in rock. But in the meantime, our question, what old school thing do you still use, own, or do? 206-803-ROCK.
Here's a warm text for you, Miles. You know, we were just talking about you and Mike having been Boy Scouts. Between the two of you, 57 merit badges. And say what you want, kind of impressive. And somebody here says, Boy Scouts made me a better person. It gave me a place to function as I was and encouraged me to be more than I was. Only made it to first class scout before I was kicked out for using the phones at the church where we met for 1-900 phone sex to the tune of several $100s. I was 13 and shared the number with my own Hawk Patrol. Said it was free, but it wasn't. Ah, the Boy Scouts.
Yes.
That's a glowing endorsement right there. Hello, Justin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
So the old thing that I like to do the most, honestly, is classic computer and console gaming, anywhere from like Atari 2600. I still have a PC that's dedicated to DOS, so I can run games like Dune, Castle Wolfenstein. And then another odd thing that I have is I have a wooden globe that I still use, but it's mostly because that is my liquor cabinet.
Aha. Okay. So not using it as a boat, but use it as a liquor cabinet.
Do you have a ColecoVision?
So I don't have the consoles per se, but what I do is emulating the original hardware and being able to play classic games. So actually, I was one that emailed Thrill, I think last year, about making an arcade cabinet.
Email me again, man, because I'm getting a real hair at my ass about that.
What is the more expensive to buy? Is it the tabletop unit or the stand-up unit in those?
So for those, you can get into tabletop, like the bar style, very cheap. You can get kits online for as little as between like $500 and then source your own main boards and all of that to actually run the games.
There's no possible way I can pull that off.
And then there's what I'm doing is I have a router, a CNC router at work that I'm just going to take a sheet of MDF and design my own cabinet and just cut it out of a $100 sheet of MDF.
Wow, that's very cool.
I mean, if I could do that, I would have already done it.
Trust me, I'd also have a pinball machine. There's a bunch of stuff like that I would.
I've debated it. I'm really getting excited about the idea of the stand-up arcade game, but I want like multiple games on there. So even when I look online, it gets real pricey real quick, which is why it hasn't happened. So my wife keeps just saying like, well, I just want Miss Pac-Man. I'm like, I know, but I don't love Miss Pac-Man. I don't mind if we get something that also has Miss Pac-Man, but I got to play the crap I want to play too. You know what I mean?
I got a ball
I
stuck
think
at
this day and age, unless you're getting a few of them, then you've got to get one that has a bunch of games on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a ball stuck in a machine at Adaball in Fremont. All right. So it was just down in a hole and it was stuck. It was like dun, 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 dun. The guy comes and he lifts up the inside of a pinball machine. It looked like a Rube Goldberg. I mean, it was
just all the crazy
technology that went into the engineering that went into the idea of you playing this game on the underneath side. You're like, wow, man, it's like lifting up the hood on a car. You cannot believe all the mechanisms and all the different things that are all, just manual and, work on a
just so you can have flippers, right?
Yeah.
And balls can pop in the air and all the rest of this crap.
It's pretty cool.
My uncle used to have a pinball machine. We'd see him like twice a year. But anytime we went there, that is all we did all day. My cousins, they hated it because they were over it.
Yeah,
Because they had it
they
every
lived
day. So then, but once me and my brother showed up, like, oh, dude, we're playing pinball. The Cleopatra.
Yeah, my neighbor across the street, he had a Miss Pac-Man.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I had Gilligan's Island growing up.
Pinball?
In the garage, yep.
Really?
Yep.
Man, I was jealous of anyone that had a pinball machine.
I still am.
You know what? You're
I
right.
don't even like pinball, but I'm jealous of people that have those.
Here's the only thing you
machines.
need to know. You got to unplug the damn thing when you're done. They absolutely drain the living hell
My uncle informed us of that
out of your
quite
electric
a
bill.
bit.
Yes.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, you got to turn that bad boy off.
Stephen, unplug the goddamn pinball machine if you're not playing it. Sorry.
What old school thing do you still use, own, or do? 206-803-ROCK.
I heard those words many
I was going to
times.
say, and I can imagine he's probably said it.
Every time. Like, God damn it, man. Just unplug it when you're done. You know when you're done playing. Just reach the
Same
damn
with
plug.
a video game.
I know.
Then I might come back and play later.
I know.
I mean, look, that's the thing. It's like, right, I can see why your uncle was so pissed. I also get why kids would be like,
I'd also like one of those plastic dart games.
Plastic dart.
Where that keeps the score. And it
Soft
sticks-
tip?
Yeah, kind of a
Oh,
soft
yeah,
tip thing
yeah,
where
yeah.
it goes into a bunch of little
Yeah.
holes. And yeah.
You want one of those? Man, check
I
out
just thought they were
Costco.
cool.
My buddy, it's the stupidest thing. It is like an axe throwing target, but it's from Costco, so it's that same kind of plastic dart technology. Every time I go to his house, man, it is impossible not to pick up those axes and start throwing to that thing.
Ted's side note about kids leaving video games on because I might come back and play later.
Yeah.
My sisters and I, we actually burned a design into a TV downstairs because we left it on pause.
Really?
To go to dinner dinner's ready. We all run upstairs and then it just got left on for like a weekend.
How bad? What was your parents' reaction to this?
Dad never saw it. Dad didn't go downstairs.
Oh, really? Okay.
That was me and my brother. That was kind of the same thing we had, was that like we had video games, like he had an Atari. I was pretty young, but I remember playing it. But when we got that Nintendo, it was like, you never plug this into like the real TV we watch. Like, okay.
Okay. But yeah, back then you literally could burn images into your TV. The good old days. Hello, Craig. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
So I've been listening to the show since '77, and I've seen every change in carpentry and landscape tools. And the one thing that I will never, ever not take out of my toolbox is a string line level.
A string line level.
Yeah, you put it on the string. Let's say you run 20 foot from A to B, tighten it up, you get level. Then you say you need to fall for a quarter inch per 4 feet. That dropped you an inch and a quarter. Drop that on the other end. You've got your perfect line. Now take your laser level and try to do the same thing. You'll have it going up and down on every stroke that you hit.
Now, is that a chalk line?
Yeah, well, kind of like a chalk line. It's just the hard string line that you pull.
All right. So, like if you're laying concrete or something.
Sure, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad was a chalk line apologist. I remember the first time I saw him do it, I was like, that is so cool. Can I do it? Like, no. No,
Because you got to
can't.
snap it right. You can hold one in.
I did that plenty.
What old school thing do you still use, own, or do? 206-803-ROCK.
Did you ever line any ball fields?
Yes.
No.
All the time. Oh,
Same.
man, that could be a disaster, though.
I mean, it can be. That's the same thing, right? You put the little stake in behind home plate, draw that string down to first base, but like you need somebody to help you stand there.
And you got
How many times did you do it?
Also, too, you'll sometimes dump half the bag out in one little pile. And you're like,
Right, and generally, like, it was either somebody I knew or, like, my brother helping be an assistant coach. So, I mean, I lined a lot of fields. So Miles was right. When you're, like, 10, 11 trying to help out, like, it's a mess.
You're not helping. You're
Well,
just there.
you're trying, but I can't. And nowadays, like, especially in the major leagues, they just, like, lay down a block, it goes down. But, yeah, when you're a kid, like, I screwed it up countless times. And then you try to brush away that pile of, like, basically powdered sugar, but you can't.
Yep.
Hello, Marissa. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So I'm an elementary teacher, and something that I've never given up is encyclopedias.
All right. What is the most recent?
Well, we just did animal research projects, and they had to go find their animal and figure out what they could about it. And of course, Google comes into factor after the fact, but I make them find, like, what letter does your animal start with? Where do you search that? How do you figure it out?
That's a good skill, actually, to teach. Because inevitably they're going to go to Google, but it is nice to start with an encyclopedia.
Also, when it comes to just where did you get this information? So citing your sources. That was always a very
Exactly.
Google. Yeah, but when you go to Google, like you're not saying what website you went to cite it.
Exactly.
When you do stuff like that, when you're using books, you always reference the book, reference,
all that stuff. So how recent are your most recent encyclopedias? What year?
So I actually have, well, I come from a long line of teachers, so I have an old school set that is in my classroom from like probably 30 years ago.
Is it Britannica or a World Book?
World Book.
Okay. Those were expensive. That's why we never had them.
I know. And then I actually just splurged and bought myself a new set of World Book encyclopedias for the classroom like 2 years ago.
How much was that? Couple grand?
Yeah, you don't want to know.
Was it more
than
than
a teacher salary?
Was it more than that?
We're looking close to that, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
I remember it was $2,000 back in the day.
So how many encyclopedias are in your home versus how many you have in the classroom?
Oh, don't ask a teacher how many books she has.
Yeah.
So tons, a ridiculous amount, which is good.
Do the
I
kids
prefer that a teacher has lots of books. I feel a little better about that person. But yeah, to Ted's point, do the kids enjoy using the encyclopedias?
Honestly, I think most of them do because they get to go find it like in person first and then reaffirm it online.
Okay, yeah.
Here's a fun one for you. When my neighbor, same age as me, one of my best friends, when he was in high school, his parents decided to get him the Encyclopedia Britannica, I believe it was. And the way that they did it was that you got one book a month because that's what you could afford to buy.
Okay.
So if the book was $30, every month you got, in chronological order, you got the next book. By the time we graduated, he still hadn't gotten all the books.
Oh, damn.
So they had to, eventually they maybe finished the set, but you didn't have, you didn't.
I thought when they used to come around door to door, they would like give you one letter or something.
They would,
and then
every
they
once in a
tried to get you to buy it. But like I was like, I feel like we only had like one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not unusual.
And then by the time we bought a used set at a yard sale, like a lot of the stuff was really outdated.
That's the problem.
One day we'll get on the moon.
That's what. Marissa, one quick note. What grade do you teach?
First
grade.
There you go.
And then is that at a first grade reading level, those books?
We got to help a little bit, but yeah, no, some of them can figure it out and they help each other.
Okay. I just remember Mike, Mary, and Jane. I don't even think I could read a book that didn't have pictures
Mike, Mary,
in
and
it.
Jane.
That was how we learned to read.
The hell is Mike, Mary, and Jane? Was it a story?
It was the educational book that we learned to be able to read in first grade.
Huh.
So that was the reading.
I may have too. I don't remember. Mike, Mary, and Jane.
Because those were the books that we had.
Were they like?
See Mike run. Mike runs fast.
Yes. Okay, I do remember those. Okay, that's who they were.
Yeah.
Wow. God. Yeah.
That's Jesus. What old school thing do you still use, own, or do? 206-803-ROCK.
I just Googled Mike, Mary, and Jane. Got a lot of weed stuff.
Oh, cool. Mary Jane. Little Rick James.
Hello, Yummy. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, what's up?
Hola.
Hola.
So, I still use a percolator.
You do?
You mean for your coffee?
Yeah.
Well, it's time.
Yeah.
So does my grandmother.
Coffee. Yeah, and we take it on vacation with us.
Well, once you know how to do it, it's got a steel, basically trap in it, so that you never really need a filter. Typically, and here's another thing.
It's the best coffee.
It is very good coffee. It's almost the equivalent in my mind of a French press, but it's a little bit more rich. And my grandmother uses 8 o'clock coffee, which used to be the old A&P coffee, or she have like chock full of nuts or whatever. Like it's always like this old school coffee, so it has this real old school coffee taste to it when you do it that way.
How many years have you been using this percolator?
Well, my parents used one. So probably over 50 years have I used one.
Okay.
And how many have you owned?
Oh, also, can I say something? It's not Mike and Jane. It's Dick and Jane.
Oh yeah, Dick and
Mary.
Jane.
Dick and Jane. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, the book that I read was called Mike, Mary, and
It
Jane.
sounds like she's being funny, but that is honestly, it was
Now,
Dick and Jane.
is this a plug-in unit?
Yeah.
The percolator.
Yeah, you plug it in,
Yep.
plug it in just like they did, on like in the movies.
When we were in, well, you know what?
And nowhere else.
But you got to remember, even if you're making tea or whatever.
Oh, all right. I know what she's talking about now.
There's not a lot of there's not a lot of microwaves
It's a
in
silver
Europe.
pot, you plug it in, and
So they have the pot that we used was a hot water plug-in kettle.
Yeah.
All right. So everyone has that. They don't heat anything in a microwave. They, all their water comes from this just little pitcher that everyone has, and you plug the damn thing in. And if you want to make your coffee, if you want to make whatever, it's just like you have hot water available.
That's one thing. We have a microwave now. And we did not buy it for food. We bought it for some art project for my dog, whatever the hell. I don't use it. It's not in the kitchen. It's down in the basement, other than microwave popcorn, because microwave popcorn is ridiculously delicious. But otherwise, like, our old school thing is never going to cook. And what I like is, just with the kids, with the microwave, it's just too easy. They just grab stuff, they do it. Now, like, if they're hungry, they know they're going to wait 10, 15 minutes, but no one's in a hurry, and then people talk more because they're all just kind of in the kitchen waiting for food. So it's been a good thing most of the time. And then sometimes my daughter is never quiet. It's like, we need the microwave.
I mean, I've had one now for 3 months, and I definitely use it, but I don't use it nearly as much as I thought I would.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I'm okay. I don't miss it. Hello, Tom. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, men.
Hola, Tom.
You guys are going to love this one. I have a 40-year-old chef's knife that just got ruined by my latest knife sharpening guy.
Oh. Are you kidding?
Killed me. I got it when I was 18, a J.A. Henkel's 8-inch chef knife, used it for 40 years, just took it into this new guy to sharpen it, and now my knuckles hit because he took off too much meat.
Oh, damn, man.
So now I got to get a new one.
He really grinded the hell out of that.
Well, I should have known because it was this guy over in Mill Creek that they actually make their own knives. It's kind of like the Forged and Fire guys on Discovery Channel or whatever.
Yeah.
So I should have known they were going to take off too much. My good guy moved to Montana during COVID. He was keeping the knife sharp for me, but I knew you guys would appreciate that. 40 years I had that knife.
So did you sharpen once a year? Is that typically the... I know if you're a chef, you do it more, but...
Well, once a year, always before Thanksgiving. Yep.
Okay. That's probably the best time to sharpen it. And did you cook professionally, or is this just your home knife?
I used to in a previous life.
Okay. I'm right there with you, brother. Yeah, I completely understand. Mm-hmm. And knives aren't cheap, man. Good quality knives are not cheap.
I don't know what the deal is, man, but I got these Japanese knives. I only buy a knife at a time.
Yeah.
But they kick ass.
I know, I can't think of the company, but I know exactly the ones you're talking about, and they are really, really good knives.
Benihana?
They're not Benihana.
No. What old school thing do you still use? Own or do? 206-803 Rock.
Knives are tough too. It's like I mean, even up until a few months ago or a year ago, they're just simple mistakes like I would make all the time. I wouldn't give it two thoughts, just throw them in the dishwasher.
Right.
And just stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, you gotta just clean them by hand and this and that and sharpen them.
I'm a stickler for that. So we have the regular knife block that everyone uses in the house. Then I have one particular chef's knife that I pretty much use for everything. So I don't even like seeing other people use it. It's like, no, that's my knife. Use one of the other ones. Cheap ass. Hello, Russell. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Welcome to the show, man.
Yeah. So I got about, like, $2,000 probably worth of old video games.
Like old all the way back to Atari and television, or...
They go back about as far as a Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, about then.
You know, we've been getting a lot of texts today, man. People that enjoyed the old video game consoles seem to be exceptionally loyal to them.
I'm assuming there's a Pong out there still or two.
I'm sure there is somewhere.
Mm-hmm. There's also an Atari 5200, which kicked ass, but I don't. You're never going to find one of those.
We had a few people that texted in. They've got them. They're not going to let them go. Yeah. Maybe 2 or 3 texts.
Damn.
To the course of the show. So how many video games does that equal?
It's funny. Me and my girlfriend, we actually just sat down and counted them. She said the library is 1,000. I think we were right around 700.
Okay.
Physical games, though, so that's kind of neat.
And how often do you actually play them?
Oh, I got them all hooked up. So I just take one off the shelf, pop it up, and it goes on my big fancy TV and stuff. It's pretty sweet.
That is cool. Do you play any of the modern video games, or are you pretty loyal to the old school ones?
Well, yeah. No, I got a whole room set up for all sorts of stuff.
Okay.
And are they all played, or do you have a couple duplicates where you bought them and they were not open and you just kept them in their packaging?
I don't go that far. Most of the time, it's like I buy something I want to play, you know?
Yep. Okay. What's your favorite old school game? Is there anything out there that's like you didn't realize, like Xenon or Dig Dug or just weird ones where you're like, oh, man, I forgot this thing rocks?
Well, I guess it depends which console or something we're talking about. I've always been a fan of Miss Pac-Man and stuff. But
yeah, me too.
What is it about
Yeah,
Miss
just like-
Pac-Man with
Pac-Man kicks
everybody?
ass, and Donkey Kong.
I mean,
Well, what's the
everybody.
difference between Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man other than she's late?
They change the actual the grid a few times. So you start in, say, Miss Pac-Man, then you get a blue screen that has a pretzel and a red apple. And then they change the grids, and it gets faster. And the ghost, they once you eat something, one of the little thingies, they don't stay eatable as long. Edible.
I'm just saying, like, my wife, insane about Miss Pac.
people love
you crazy about Miss Pac. I never got it. Like, it's fine. Just wasn't my game.
I'm just a sexist.
That's totally what your deal is.
Yeah, it's like I play regular Pac-Man, man, Pac.
man.
Pac-Man.
Taryn Daly's on the way. We're going to sit and spin. We've got the 10 most hated songs in rock. And your emails coming up next from the men's room at KISW.com.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Lovers, your local lingerie and adult store has gifts of pleasure for partners who know it's nice to be naughty. Turn up the heat this holiday when you shop at any Lovers store. Let our knowledgeable team help you select the best pleasure presents and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until December 31st. Some exclusions apply.
Ah, the satisfying sounds of more sales in your business. And from the sound of it, your business is growing. But you shouldn't have to pay more to scale your business. With Stamps.com, you can import orders from wherever you sell online, find the lowest rates with the fastest delivery times, and instantly deliver tracking updates to your customers and stock up on supplies. Get started at Stamps.com today with code PROGRAM for a 4-week trial, free postage, and a digital scale.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
You want to go see Green Day, don't you? Oh. The Smashing Pumpkins Rancid, September 23rd.
We're disappointed that you did your job.
T-Mobile Park. Keep betting against me. I'm going to at least get one of these right. Text the word tonight to 206-803-ROCK, 206-803-7625. The word is tonight. I'm assuming is in the Smashing Pumpkins hit there. Yeah.
That would explain, because I was just wondering, like, why tonight?
Tonight to 206-803 Rock. All right, do we have time for a few emails from the men's room at KISW.com?
So proud of himself right now. You weren't in the studio yet. Mike's like, think he remembers? I said, no, and I'm not saying a word.
I said that said as you guys walked out, I was like, there's no way that he remembers to say this today.
I know, but I was like, he wrote it down and he highlighted it, so that it's not good. But did you write it down yesterday?
Yes. We put it down twice. Today only put it down once.
We were honestly doing anything that we could to stack the deck against you, Miles.
I understand that. I would do the exact same thing. Trust me.
The band is the cure.
That's right.
I mean, the thing is, this is an easy one for him to remember, is he never shuts up about his love of the Pumpkins.
Oh, man. I can't wait. Wow. I'm sorry I'm going to miss that one. I've already got a date planned for next year on September 23rd. So I'm
some other band.
I'm going to karaoke night or whatever. Oh, let's see. As far as your old school thing, couple questions or emails here. Hola, guys. This is a pretty crazy subject for me. Thousands of comics, DVDs, and old school video games. I still have a working Atari and television.
Yeah.
Nintendo and Sega games that I play pretty regularly.
I would kill you in Sea Battle.
8-bit is where it's at. Don't let anyone tell you different. That from Terry.
What's Sea Battle?
It was an old Intellivision game.
Oh.
CSEA.
Yeah. Much different game than the other Sea Battle.
That'd be cool, man, if we could get some adult entertainment.
So you got like a battleship, aircraft carrier, submarine, all this kind of thing. For whatever reason, I dominated at the game.
All right.
Yeah.
Television's just right before, like I said, my brother had an Atari, so I remember that one.
It was post Atari, but pre Nintendo.
All right.
It was like in the gray area of video games. It was highfalutin because Intellivision was the first home video game where it actually spoke. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, everything it said sounded like this, but you were still like, that's so awesome.
Yeah, and they had one of the sexiest celebrity spokespeople ever to sell that thing.
What was his name? George Plimpton? George Plimpton.
Guys, I still have my original Game Boy from 1989. Almost 35 years later, it still works.
Damn.
That's
Rock
impressive.
I'm not shocked by that.
That it still works?
Yeah. I think the older you get, the simpler the technology is, the longer it lasts.
There's a weird thing, too.
My radio that I listen to in my home is from 1923.
Right.
And it still works, and it's the same damn speaker.
That's the amazing part to me.
Yeah, new tubes, but still
sure.
Same speaker. Bitches, I like collecting old things. I currently have.
I don't know. I'm going to start using that term. New tubes, same speaker.
That's right.
Talk about my wife.
I know. That's what I was thinking.
Same old.
Stick out that mouth on her.
Like collecting old things, I've got one rotary phone, one push-button style phone, 2 manual typewriters, 2 record players, 150 so vinyl albums, a vacuum tube amp, floor standing speakers, dartboard, tons of old gas station signs, and other car parts on display in my man cave, like old oil cans, jazz memorabilia, pictures, toy brass instruments, old metal Shure microphone. Looks like it came from the 50s.
I got one of those.
555W. Functioning traffic light, full set of used bowling pins, old bowling balls to outline my garden, baseball cards in a display case, and a little corner of the room dedicated to baseball. One new bat, another one from MLB on the way. Pencils for note-taking, old books, 2 boxes of Flutie Flakes from the Buffalo Bills around 1999. Ted should approve. And I'm currently waiting on an illuminated metal on-air sign to be delivered to go with the mic.
Oh, nice.
Thanks, gentlemen. I love the old school random stuff. That from Jerry.
You clearly like the old school random stuff. Your house sounds more like a museum, which, is, to be honest with you, those are the houses I generally appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
Sports memorabilia is definitely, like, I don't know if that counts as kind of keeping old stuff around because you're kind of keeping it forever.
It's a keepsake at that point.
Hello, naked ladies. It is my nerdy fiance's Kate's 32nd birthday today. We've been together for 12 years this coming Friday, and we'll be married in late June next year. Miles would like where we're getting married at. It'll be a golf course. So could Miles give some maybe jokes on anything nerdy, because it's a nerdy guy marrying a nerdy girl. And the captain sharing what he did at the last wedding that he attended. Thank you guys for all the laughs and making living bearable. Pleasure meeting you all at the 884 Bar in Bremerton. Stay beautiful, bitches. That from Rainier. All right, Rainier, I'm going to give you some nerd jokes. You ready for this one? Science nerdy.
Science nerdy, yeah.
What did one tectonic plate say when he bumped into the other?
What did one tectonic plate say when it bumped into the other?
Let's rumble.
Sorry, my fault. fault.
Let's rumble, not bad though.
What's the quickest way to determine the sex of a chromosome?
What is the quickest way to determine the sex of a chromosome?
That's easy, Steve. You pull down its genes.
I hate that I laughed at that.
And what did one cell tell his sister cell when she stepped on his toe?
What did he say to his sister cell when she stepped on
Ouch,
his toe?
that's mitosis.
Good call, Mike. That is some nerd ass. Yeah. Ooh, well, ahoy there. Congratulations on your nuptials. I know a good divorce lawyer. Hit me later. Let's see, the last wedding I went to, actually, that was the brief marriage between Betty Crocker and Mr. Clean. Let's just say they consummated the marriage while they were still at the altar. And Mr. Clean earned his nickname. There's not a hair on that man's body. His testicles look like 2 cue balls. And Betty, on the other hand, well, looked like she had Lenny Kravitz in a leg lock. Grunchberries.
Guys, this is my boyfriend Nathan's 33rd
4?
birthday. Nathan is 33. We've been together for almost 6 years, so it would mean a lot if you guys could give him a shout out. How about a nice fat bong rip? And maybe the Dirty Germans telling him how far the Seahawks are going to go this season. He's a huge fan. Thanks, guys. That from Sarah.
Yeah, the Seahawks are worried about the 2023 season. Yeah, look, I believe they make it to the first round of the playoffs because the NFC is kind of weak, but I don't know that they make it past that.
Yes, as long as they have those fourth quarter stuff and they, they go out there and they get some wins, and much like the Germans, what's they call that?
Good finishing.
They come from behind to win. They was down as the fourth.
Yeah, that was good. Guys, today's my brother Steven's 40th birthday. He may be down in Disneyland with his family celebrating, but he hasn't given up on getting his drank on and riding all the rides, to the point that his 40-year-old back has seized up on him mid-trip. Pro tip, read the signs that say if you are turning 40 while you are here, do not ride the rides. He is the best brother I could ask for. I love him to death. Can he have an OG fish sandwich and the Dirty Germans telling him to drink more despite his old body falling apart? Thanks, friends. That from Suzanne.
You want to get a fish sandwich?
Yeah, of course you should keep drinking, especially if your body's falling apart, because the alcohol helps numb the pain. Also, if you get drunk, when you fall down, you can blame it on the alcohol, not your poor old pissant back.
Yeah, the funny thing is that's that old railroad ride. It claims a lot of victims. Somebody in my family who doesn't drink much, and it threw out her back, and we had shots of tequilas that night.
Are you serious?
Yeah, my Aunt Libby, it was bad one year. I don't know what it is about that train. It's supposed to be old-timey. Careful.
That's not the Aerosmith.
Old-timey train?
Is it really?
Thunder Mountain or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
And it just trucks her. It's like one of the original... What's that?
Matterhorn?
No, not Matterhorn.
No, I think it is Thunder
And it's
Mountain.
not
But it's
Aerosmith.
through her
yeah,
bag
I think you're
out?
right. It's Thunder Mountain.
Yeah. And like I said, I love she's just not a big drinker. And that night we're sitting down at the pool and she's like, Teddy, will you go get us some shots? And it's like, I would love to. Yeah, let's go.
Give me your card.
Yeah.
All of it, y'all. My name is Leon. Today is my 44th birthday. I own my own business, so I don't know why I signed myself up to work today.
Because you're an idiot.
Love listening to the show. You guys are funny and hilarious and make me laugh most of the time. So, can I get some turtle sex, a fart, and the Dirty Germans? Keep doing what you guys have been doing. Thanks, guys. That from Leon.
Yeah, Leon, I don't want to tell you what we'll be doing tonight for your birthday, but you'll be a good Leon to pee on. And that is what you'll sound like from your backside.
Yeah, the name Leon just sparks so many good memories in my German brain. So was once a man who was not a fluent Leon. There's a lot of Leons. Hell, I even saw a Leon once so scared that a black man turned white. Leon Sphinx.
Yes.
All right, guys, here we go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
bitchy.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's world famous sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Yes, friends, it's time once again for Sit and Spin. Let's gather around the old radio and listen to some swellerific new music.
Tara Daly, what's happening?
You guys, I am so excited for live night. Live day goes to prom night. And we have an issue.
What's that?
I rented a dress.
You rented a dress?
I rented a dress for the occasion. And I'm not going to be able to eat anything after today if I'm going to wear this dress on Saturday night.
Don't they send you two sizes?
No, it's not it's not Rent the Runway, Ted.
Oh.
It's a different one.
Doesn't Kim Kardashian have a thing for that? Where you just
maybe
put a tube on?
Oh, Skims. There you go. You guys, it was an effort. Brad and I had to together hold the side zip together, and I thought he was going to get my skin, which is actually more just a love handle. But we got the zipper all the way up.
You're going to pop out of that bad boy.
I'm so scared.
Like if you move, are you scared that this thing's going to bust open?
I'm not going to be able to wear it in the car. I'm going to have to change when I get there.
So no pizza for you for the rest of the week.
Pizza,
no fries.
I'm not having booze. I'm avoiding salt.
Man.
It's going to be crazy.
Not even salt.
So this is what's happening. It's very serious.
You're going to go in there like a weigh-in. You're going to be like, oh God, I'm going to pass out.
You got to rehydrate.
Just cutting.
Exactly.
It's the 3 S's. You're supposed to sweat. What is it, Ted?
Sex.
And then an S. S is the other. That's
sure.
the other S. So I'll save that for the very end.
Maybe some X-Lax are in your future for the week. You
should start dipping.
Yeah, there you go.
How did you lose all that weight?
Oh God.
So Taryn has shared with us that she's going to be pooping her ass off for the next few days.
But she'll
to
look
fit
good
in
in
this
that
dress.
dress.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be awesome, guys. I can't wait.
By the way, Castle told us yesterday, and we mentioned it yesterday, but there are just a few tickets left. So if you want to join us, Snoqualmie Casino this Friday night as Live Day Goes to Prom Night. Get to KISW.com right now. Join us. It's going to be a great time. Any saxophone action for you?
I have actually passed that duty on to VD.
You have?
VD is going to do a sax song. I'm off the hook, but my husband has been called up to maybe sing with the KISW.
Well, one thing about VD, we all know he blows. So he's pretty good at that.
He is full of hot air.
Yes, sir. That's a fact. Absolutely.
And he sax pretty bad. Yeah.
Right. Yes. So today, speaking of bad, we are going to get into the 10 most hated records in rock. Now, when you did Live Day and you did Red Festival before, you had played Careless Whisper from Wham. Now, my thought was, in the times you played it in front of a bunch of bikers, you played it in front of...
The most amazing sight I will ever say is playing Careless Whisper, and you were there for this, biker bar, and I mean, these dudes, they all look like garden gnomes in black leather. When we started playing that song, to watch all of them dance and shimmy to frickin' Wham, I'm like, this is unbelievable.
But not a song I like at all. Never did. But when you guys played it, I realized it just wasn't one of my favorites growing up.
I'm with Miles.
I will say that it's not my favorite song, but man, it's real fun to play on bass. And I hate those moments where I'm like, I want to hate this song, but I'm really enjoying playing the song that I don't want to hear.
Can't hate it.
Andrew Ridgely moment there, yes. But these are songs. Hey, look, we were talking about this in the office. There are a lot of songs that we hate, and we play a lot of them.
So we couldn't play. So for the purposes of between myself, Miles, and Taryn, we're throwing out songs that we don't like in rock, and we're all like, but we play it. So like every rose has its thorn. I freaking hate it.
Well, we're just here's the deal. Ultimate Classic Rock came out with a list. They have 8 songs. So all we were trying to do was fill 9 and 10. So we're thinking Crash Test Dummies. I hated that. I hated that song. It sucked. What was another song?
Every rose has its thorn, but we play it.
Peaches from Presidents of the United States. Under the Bridge. I'm a Chili Pepper apologist. That song blows. So people love it. It's their biggest hit ever. And typically that happens.
Pour some sugar on me.
All those songs. Yes. Exactly.
Taryn started throwing out U2 because you know you hate U2.
Pretty much any U2 song.
When I hear Love Bites, I'm like, what does that mean? Love Bites.
It's so stupid. But that was the problem.
And I
we had a lot of suggestions to fill out those last 2.
But tell us what you think of our first selection that we got to pick from at number 10, right?
10, number 10. When the children
this song is so dumb.
But the blood comes pouring out of the ears.
What's wrong with White Lion?
Why do they
what's their music?
Influenced by and directly written after Live Aid.
Oh, is that what this was?
Oh, thanks. There's a pick-me-up.
There you go. Yeah.
Awesome. Great. Starving kids in Africa. Let's write a song about them.
When the children cry. Although the only thing I enjoy about the song is that Castle always says this is the ultimate song to play at a strip club.
$5 if you can have sex to this song.
I know, dude, it's just...
He'd just be so distracted like these poor kids.
This is the wrong tempo for any sort of thrusting.
It really
So
is.
how do we do on our first pick?
I think so far so
Okay,
good.
all right.
I think we nailed it.
These are the 10 most hated records in rock.
Number 9. Show me how you feel.
You like this one too, Mike. Damn it, man. This sucks.
So apparently when Extreme was out on tour with Aerosmith, they were like, well, we're with Aerosmith. We can't play the song. And Steven Tyler told them, like, you play this song. These people want to hear
They only
this
know
song.
this and Wholehearted.
Right.
You should only be playing for 10 minutes.
Play the hit.
It's a hit.
I'm pretty sure this is the song years ago in Baltimore. I said to my buddy, I go, this Melissa Etheridge gets a lot of play. And they're like, this is not Melissa Etheridge.
It does sound like her.
Gary Sharon, dude.
You know what sucks, man? I just read today Living Color might be going out on tour. Like, cool, with Extreme. And I was like,
I bet they're pretty good live. I really do. I mean, I don't like this song, but I bet the band
But they're going to play this. They're going to play it.
That's when
That's
you
the
go
beer
use
song.
the bathroom.
That's the
when
beer
you get
song.
a beer. That's when you step outside.
Dude, they're going to play it at the end. You know when it's coming.
Smoke a cigarette, something. These are the 10 most hated songs in rock.
Number 8.
Mike's happy again.
This is ultimate classic rock. When I was a kid, I thought this song was okay. The more I listen to it growing up, the more I think it sucks. But
Apparently,
we were like 5 years old when it came out.
well, and Paul McCartney has not performed this song live since Wings kind of disbanded in like the early 80s. So he hasn't played this in 40 odd years.
he did a climate pledge.
Oh, he did?
He did a climate pledge.
No way.
And he also did Someone's Knocking at the Door, Someone's Ringing the Bell.
Oh
And
my gosh.
And I about threw up in my
I
seat.
thought he kind of swore off of this song, and I'm not sure why, but because I think it was like his 27th number one hit in the United States or something like
I
that.
think it was the nostalgia of it. It was his
Yeah.
last tour for the most
Oh,
part.
yeah.
He just figured I'll play the hits for the people. These
Thanks,
are the
Paul.
10 most hated songs in rock.
Number 7.
The older I get, the more I like it.
Now, Terry, you immediately said, I
Yes.
like this
I
one.
like Mr. Roboto. I have a soft spot for Styx.
It's cheesy.
It is so cheesy.
Secret.
And I mean, how
I've
can you
got a
not just
secret.
dance a little bit?
Oh, come on. Tell me the secret. Shut up.
But I guess this song was a little bit of a curse for the band because they did not have another top 5 hit for 8 years after they released Mr. Roboto.
Here's a secret, Dennis. They're kicking your ass out of the band.
Secret.
10 most hated songs in rock.
Number 6.
Oh my God, I hate this song, man. What?
I like this. I like this.
No, you don't.
Are you guys gonna add some of these songs to the men's room radio?
No,
Odyssey
it's not a band called
customization?
Terry.
No, shut up, Parrot.
Also, this song was co-written by Bernie Taupin, who just got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame like 2 weeks ago for contributions to music.
Worst song he's ever written. How
Worst
about
song
that?
he's ever
Yep.
written.
Easily.
Wow.
10 most hated songs in rock.
Number 5.
I do like Kate Pearson from the B-52s, and I cannot believe that she agreed to do this.
Do you want to know this could have been a real game changer? This was originally going to be the theme song for Friends. It was the theme song of the pilot episode.
It sounds
and then
like
they
it,
switched to what is it, the Rembrandts or whatever it is? Yeah. So anyway, dodged that bullet.
Even
I
the
guess.
Friends knew it sucked.
Yeah.
Both of those songs suck, though.
These are the 10 most hated songs in rock.
Number 4.
Mike and Ted are having the best day.
I mean, I love
ever.
Billy Joel, but this one's not his top stuff.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, now you guys, finally.
Have you guys heard the remake?
No.
Somebody updated all the other
it was
stuff.
like Fallout Boy or Good
It
Charlotte.
might have been, yeah. They updated the lyrics to a lot more current issues of where the fire just keeps on burning, honestly.
Well, so there's actually a podcast called We Didn't Start the Fire, and every week they pick a different subject from this song and like bring in an expert to talk about the cultural significance of that subject, which I think is hilarious.
That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah. Much more interesting than the song.
Yes.
These are the 10 most hated songs in rock.
Number 3. Feels so good if I just say the word.
And I got to agree with this. I'm a Phil Collins apologist. this was hot garbage.
Also, what's your number one?
I don't know, man.
I have a friend who still calls me when I'm on the air, and this is what she requests every time. 206-803 Rock, can I hear Sue Studio? Like, get out of here.
No.
Leave me alone.
No. 10 most hated songs in rock.
Number 2.
I don't mind this Beach Boys song that much, but it just reminds me that I'm broke and I'm not going on vacation. So
Hey, you're talking about places I'd like to be.
Yeah.
I don't really like the Beach Boys, so while I think the song sucks, it's kind of what I picture with the Beach Boys.
When I was a kid, every road trip anywhere we played a Beach Boys CD, and we played the crap out of this song. We used to play.
By the way, that's how young Mike is. On road trips, they were listening to CDs. All right.
Mike, when I was in senior and high school beach week, we blared this. It was like rap and this.
You guys are killing me. You guys are killing me today.
No wonder you didn't have a prom. These are the 10 most hated songs in rock.
Number 1.
Fair, but I think another good video, right?
It's not the worst.
I mean, yeah, but honestly, Bruce Willis is what ruined this song for me because that was the saddest movie ever.
Armageddon?
Armageddon is so sad.
Have you seen, like, Schindler's List? I mean,
that soundtrack has to suck because it's got Armageddon from Aerosmith.
Have
on
you
it.
seen
Or
Old
Def
Yeller?
Leppard.
Def Leppard, yes.
Armageddon. Yeah. God, this is the suckiest soundtrack ever.
Admittedly, not the
Oh
best
my God.
Aerosmith song, but not a bad song at all.
Okay, thanks for that, I guess, Darren.
You didn't get a merit badge of music, did you?
We will see you coming up here at 6 o'clock. You got more Green Day and Smashing Pumpkins tickets.
You know this.
Speaking of bands that Steve and I both hate.
Feeling the love, guys. Really feeling
But
it.
you know what? At least today I got the time out at the right time. So
Yes.
I'm feeling pretty good about myself today. You know what I'm saying? Okay, then. Show of the day is coming up. You are listening to The Men's Room.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Lovers, your local lingerie and adult store has gifts of pleasure for partners who know it's nice to be naughty. Turn up the heat this holiday when you shop at any Lovers store. Let our knowledgeable team help you select the best pleasure presents and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until December 31st. Some exclusions apply.
If you're a business owner, you know these sounds mean sales. And from the sound of it, your business is growing. Whether you're fulfilling orders from your home office or warehouse, Stamps.com helps you stress less about mailing and shipping and spend more time doing what you love most. Listening to ASMR. I mean, growing your business. But as you grow, so does the need for efficiency. Stamps.com simplifies your shipping and mailing process. Import orders from wherever you sell online. Find the lowest rates with the fastest delivery times. Instantly deliver tracking updates to your customers. And buy shipping and mailing supplies when you run low. Save time and money on mailing and shipping. Get started at Stamps.com today with code PROGRAM for a 4-week trial, free postage, and a digital scale.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, so Kevin Menzel drinking toast with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check out with Mike Hogg and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Thank you, Miles. IKEA is recalling more than 25,000 mirrors, saying they run. Yes,
they make you look fatter.
Saying they run the risk of falling off the wall and breaking.
Okay, well, that's
because
a problem.
they looked at your fat ass.
Yeah. Man, I used to have a fat mirror for a while.
You had a fat mirror?
I had a fat mirror.
Was it like intentionally a fat mirror?
No, I was fat.
Oh.
Isn't that just a mirror?
Yeah, I was just looking at the reflection.
It's not a mirror.
I do want to put a funhouse mirror
I was like,
somewhere.
what was it, like below you? Like the worst angle?
Dude, he did do this weird thing where he just like, I went, and then I looked in a regular mirror. I'm like, I'm fat. I'm not that fat.
That's a lie, damn it.
My wife gets mad. We have a full-length mirror in the bedroom.
That was my fat mirror.
But it's like on a stand, so you can adjust the angle. I am taller than her, so I angle it up so that I can see myself.
Sure.
So it was about 2 weeks ago. She's like, God damn it, can you stop doing that? I said, I'm just trying to see myself in the mirror. She goes, no, but at the angle you have it at, I always look fat.
Oh, no.
And I was like, and I thought about it. I go, okay, that makes sense. I never gave that any thought at all. But she's like, yeah, the angle that you put it at.
Oh, you know that person who wants to take a selfie. They say, no, raise your hand as high and
bring it
come
up.
down so I look as fat as I am.
Yep.
I'm like, all right, you're right.
I'm doing it from the knees and we're looking up.
Yeah. But I was the one who said that.
They're the same people that when you go to take the selfie, they pull their shirt up here.
Yeah, something like that.
I've seen that move.
man.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there are many tricks.
Why pull the shirt up?
Pulls the double chin out. You actually pull it up over your chin.
You're hiding the other chin, Ted. Come on, man.
Scroll beard.
That's what I did.
Yeah, that's what I did.
I actually have a jawline now.
I wear sweats.
The only one I don't
Doesn't work for
like,
me.
right? Like I like, it's just like, don't put a filter on me. Nobody thinks my skin is that clear. Like, it's obvious it's a filter. Like,
Oh, let them have that. Look at me.
21% of people say they toss food after it passes its expiration date, regardless of how it looks and smells.
They say 60% of basically landfills is old food.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked.
That people waste.
Right. And then on the other side of that, 21% of people completely disregard the expiration date and they give it the smell taste test. And
Give it the smell
I'm on
taste
that
test
side,
because they're making an estimation. This is not
Correct.
a guarantee that on this day goes by. They don't know, but they're estimating this. And then there's a difference between sell by and use by.
Correct. I also, that tells me when I'm able to eat stuff out of the fridge, because my wife is the one where if the expiration date was yesterday, throw the damn thing out. For me, it's like, we probably got another month left on that.
Go ahead and eat that.
Exactly. So then I get my pickings of whatever's in the fridge.
Like the sell by date, I'm like, all right. The one I screw up on is like, actually, look, I'll just tell you what it is. I got a larger container of cottage cheese than usual, and I kind of left it in there, but I'm like, I already opened it. I got to throw it out now.
Yeah.
Was it bad? Or are you estimating it's bad?
Yeah, I just gave it the.
Okay, trust your nose.
It already doesn't look great.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. It looks like someone already ate mozzarella, spit it into a bucket, and gave it to you.
There was one time I remember we were taking the dog out for a walk, and I needed to get something in my gut, so I think I grabbed like a slice of bread or something like that, and I started munching on it when we were on the walk, and then I got that really dirty taste. I went, oh, the bread's turned.
Yep.
That's a nasty
I've
feeling,
done
dude.
that before myself.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, what is in my mouth?
And it tastes just like dirt, too. It tastes like literal soil.
But it's dirt that'll kill you.
That's right.
I also go with, will I feed it to someone else?
Yeah, if I don't like it.
Right, because I don't know why I'm willing to put stuff in my body, but I'm like, wait a minute. Like, if Mike and his wife would hear, would I serve them this?
That's a good call, dude.
This pink chicken.
Oh.
You ever go to someone's house and they have fowl and they did not cook it all the way for Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll take the wing.
And that person went to cooking school, too.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. The average American says thank you 2,200 times a year.
Oh, good.
I hope more.
For real.
Although VD was just upset. He held the door open for people to walk into the building.
That is absolutely rude.
4 of them. And he goes, first thing he says, one of them said thank you.
Oh, yeah.
One of them. And then he said more, but I'll leave it at that.
No, I won't.
I drive my wife nuts because we'll be walking, and if we're walking down the sidewalk, somebody that is walking in the other direction, morning, and they just stone face me, and I just sit there like, I guess I wasn't here.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, come on, man.
I'm not.
Come on. That's one thing I try to pound it into my kid. Just have manners. It's a small, easy thing to do. But sometimes you'd be shocked. It just makes someone's day.
Absolutely. That's all it takes, man. We talked earlier today about, we've covered all day, honestly, about just old school stuff, whether you like it or not, whether you still have it, whether you still have it in practice. And I've got actually a list of my own here that pertains to it.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
10 things boomers were allowed to do as kids that they would never allow their kids to do.
How about hitchhiking? Yep. When my dad was in his 20s, he hitchhiked from Illinois to Utah. Psychopath. You get in my car today as a stranger, there's a good chance I'll be finding pieces of you across 14 states.
Doggone it. All right, so these are things that boomers were allowed to do as kids that they would never allow their kids to do. Last on the list, handling fireworks.
Yeah.
You know,
you can hold the sparkler, but it stops there.
But the firecrackers that you're tossing, the mortar tube that you
And the
have
thing is,
fired at
if you
people.
are a self-respecting kid, you only do that stuff when there's no parental supervision.
Correct. Roman candle wars were a huge thing.
If you're in the army, you learn how to shoot a mortar.
Right.
These are made in a factory in China.
Riding bicycles without helmets. I still do
well, that's not smart.
Yeah, we didn't know.
Sure.
We didn't do anything with
You know what
helmets.
they did? They put a big flag, Mike, on the back of our bike just so we were visible. So the more important part was to be visible than actually if you fell off the bike.
As he crashed. How about right there alongside of it, riding in the back of a pickup truck?
I'm guilty.
Yeah, I did it when I was a kid. I thought it was a ton of fun.
That's how we got to baseball practice.
We loved it. You had to do something good to be rewarded with putting your life in danger.
Absolutely.
But we would
But
do
you have
whatever
to
you
remember-
asked. Like, we're doing it.
You have to remember inertia if you come out of that and how your body whips.
Yep.
In the back of your head.
Yep.
Chris Henry scenario, right?
I think that's more on the parent, too, driving.
Yeah, at that point. Put it on the driver.
Yeah, the last time I did it was not that long ago. I had to lay completely flat.
So that you were not legally seen?
Correct.
Yes, I was going to say, this is not about your safety. This is about legality.
They say brewing beer.
Well, I don't let my kids brew beer.
Someone said that they brewed their own beer when they were 15.
Damn. I
Awesome.
mean, if my kid's
Yeah,
15...
great, learn a skill.
No, but yeah.
It's just cooking.
Once they're legal, all they do, if you want to brew beer, your dad will let you brew beer.
You want to roll me a joint, kid? Go ahead.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm like, really? Kids were brewing beer? That seems a little bit of a stretch.
Skipping class with permission.
That's because you're with your parents doing something that's bigger than that one day of school.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, like opening day of baseball.
Correct.
There you go.
Kids went to
That's
the
what it
Ravens
is.
game,
Yeah,
and they missed the Monday.
Right. Just pulled them out.
And they were okay with that.
Yeah, I bet. Right?
Wait, you're going to take me to a football game on the other side of the country, and I miss a day of school? I'm like, yeah. They're like,
We get like one or two personal days a year if you want to take your birthday off, whatever. Same for the kid.
Absolutely, dude.
They no questions asked. Just if it's on me, then we're doing something fun.
I do think that stuff's funner as a kid, too, because he's an adult, right? Like, we get vacation time, but, like, you still think about work. As opposed to being a kid, like, if you're not at school,
they do not think about it. It does not exist in their world, man.
at all.
If school's in their mind, it's how they're bragging to their friends about what they just went off and did.
Lunch will not suck today.
Oh, facts, dude. Honestly, I love going to the dentist in the middle of the day because you missed half your classes and you got pizza on the way out.
I loved it when my parents scheduled anything like that during.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, man. Just like, thank you.
Hey, it's one of the great things about being in student government in high school. A lot of the meetings are during school.
Nice.
I'd love to be in your class.
It's a period.
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Things boomers were allowed to do as kids, but that would never allow their kids to do. They call this one crossing gate felony. It says, we'd hang out by the busiest railroad crossing in town, and if you take a pair of jumper cables and connect the two rails together, it activates the crossing gates.
Damn.
That's fun. Don't mess with those, though.
Okay, and then my old man talked about, putting a penny on the tracks and just seeing that get smashed out flat. Like, the railroad was a place to hang out back in the day.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, but the other thing, there wasn't a whole lot other going on. There's no social media. There's no video games. It's like you had to go find fun, and if there's a railroad track nearby, that is your fun.
And even like sport, you got to remember, you couldn't watch sports that weren't in your market if there was sports on TV at all.
Yeah.
Sure.
Damn, we're old.
They go with not brushing teeth. This gal says, my mom never taught me how when I was little. Quote, her baby teeth are just going to fall out anyway. I'll teach her when she's older.
No, you need to get in the habit. The only thing I would say to my kid, two things. One, and I said this yesterday to a group of children I did not know, push the toothpaste from the back. Two, try to actually get the toothpaste in your mouth. I look at the sink and I'm like, guys, how is all the toothpaste that was on your brush in the sink? Did any of it enter your mouth?
Not to mention, kids are up close all the doggone time. That breath has just got to be coming after you.
They want to hug you. They feel bad.
Well, when you have to remind them to do a basic hygienic activity, then yes.
Yes. Child smoking comes in at number 2.
Yes. Yes, that's good.
Right?
Jesus.
I mean, look, my mom's mother smoked. I don't know that she ever gave my mom a cig as a kid.
Okay, but
I guess you're right. Back then, a 15-year-old smoking wouldn't have seemed that weird.
This one said my parents bought me a pack of cigarettes every other day when I was 13.
But you have to remember, at that time, 4 to 5 doctors recommend, seriously, like this brand of cigarettes.
I think we all know somebody who smoked at 13.
We'd steal peach schnapps. Drink that.
Nice.
One cigarette would give you the biggest buzz you've ever had in your life.
But then the number one thing that boomers were allowed to do as kids that they would never allow their kids to do, and that is flying solo as a minor. This one says my parents put me on an airplane from Peru to USA to visit my grandmother, whom I had never met for a month. I was 7 years old at the time.
I would do it. So I would do it because you're going to be taken care of. But
1976, they had an attendant.
Yeah.
They would look after you and give you wings, perched you up in the best seat possible, and took care of
Bring you up to see the pilot.
And the woman was freaking a smoke show. And it was
What age do you think it'd be fine now? I feel like a 10-year-old could do it.
10 should be good. We had the opportunity to do it with our kids this summer. All right. So just the way my vacation time versus where they needed to see their cousins, blah, blah, blah. So my wife said to the kids, hey, we're going to put you on a flight. You're going to be picked up by your grandparents in Philadelphia. My daughter was like, cool. My son, no. Well,
see, I would think the reverse
you're going to be on the flight. No. He's a family man. If one of us is not traveling with him, it does not matter. He would not. I mean, he was implaceable in this. I'm like, dude, you get no parental supervision for like 6 seconds. Don't care. No.
Yep.
Like, Jesus God.
I feel it, man.
Yeah, he was very much like, I will not do it.
Now you know he loves his parents.
That's right.
Yes, he does.
A woman in Tasmania had to call out of work, and the reason had the whole office laughing.
What was that?
Tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This at 206-803-ROCK.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Lovers, your local lingerie and adult store has gifts of pleasure for partners who know it's nice to be naughty. Turn up the heat this holiday when you shop at any Lovers store. Let our knowledgeable team help you select the best pleasure presents and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until December 31st. Some exclusions apply.
Deep underground the Jelly Belly factory, Bibi is in her secret laboratory creating the weird and wild flavors of Bean Boozled.
I've done it again!
Is it pomegranate or old bandage? Dare to compare. Bean Boozled, 6th edition. Are you brave enough?
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, it's Mike Hawk. Want more Men's Room content? Follow the Men's Room page of the Odyssey app and check out my live stream, A Moment with Mike Hawk, and Nothing in Particular with Steve the Thrill Hill. Going live Thursdays and Fridays at 1, exclusively on the Men's Room page of the Odyssey app.
Have we made it to drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is. As usual, we head to the Drink Jet Scan, Steve the Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we toast the mall security of a certain mall in Shanghai, China. Now, and we can all admit, look, shopping malls, they're busy places. Keeping an eye on every suspicious-looking individual, that can be challenging, even for the most attentive security guards. However, in this particular case, the security guards, they found a man who was at the mall. They asked him exactly what the situation was because they found him under a stairwell, which seemed rather odd. And when they confronted the man about it, he explained, in spite of you guys being here, and I've seen you guys every day, I've been living under the stairwell of a mall for 6 months. 6 months they did not notice this guy living in the mall. He had a lounge chair, a desk, a computer, and a tent, and a sleeping bag set up. And they never noticed this guy living under the stairwell at the mall. Keep in mind, this is a young dude, too. He says, yeah, I'm just saving money on rent. He was arrested, by the way, in case you're wondering. That's not legal. But, yeah, somehow security never noticed this man living in their mall. And he wasn't subtle about it. I saw a picture of his setup. The first thing you would think is, someone is living in this mall. Not them. I mean, honest to God, man, it was unbelievable. But, yeah, for 6 months. They had to go through the videotapes to figure out how long he'd been there. They did not believe him when he told them. They went back 6 months, and sure enough, he'd been there the whole time. They just missed him. So we pour this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola bichola.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Steve the Thrill Hill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Mike has indicated to me that our phone lines have taken what we will call a poop. So you guys will be playing. Mike, are you going to join today?
You know what? Why not? I'll jump in. Here we go.
All right, well, then, guys, you have your choice of the wonderful world of drugs. We have hit me with your best shot. In other words, what is the unconventional weapon that someone chose to use as a weapon? And finally, animalize this, where you guess the animal responsible for causing the problem.
We haven't done hit me in a while. Let's do that one.
Now, hit me. All right, here is your story. We go to the fine state of Indiana, where a woman now faces battery charges after she hit a stranger over the head with something as he was sitting inside of a parking lot. Faith Garrett, she was arrested and charged with 1 count of felony battery by means of a deadly weapon. The charge against her stemmed from an incident that resulted in the man suffering multiple facial lacerations. Officers of the local police department, they were called around 10:50 p.m. for a reported battery. While en route, officers were told by 911 dispatchers that the caller was hit in the head by an unidentified male or female wearing black pants and a black windbreaker. Upon arrival, officers met up with the woman who matched the suspect description and was wearing all black. The woman, later identified as Garrett, she was given a pat down by officers. One officer reported feeling an object inside of her left jacket pocket. Officers then spoke with the victim, who stated that he was walking to his car when he saw a person following him. When he reached his car, the victim said that he sat inside but did not shut the door. He then said the woman approached his vehicle and started yelling incoherently at him. After telling her to go away, the man said that she took an object from her jacket and hit her over the head 1 time. He then stood up and exited the car. Once out of the car, the victim struck him in the head with the object around 2 or 3 more times in the same spot. Quote, the victim stated that he had never met Faith before, and he stated that the attack was unprovoked. Meanwhile, after being read her Miranda rights, Garrett, she told officers that she was yelling at the victim because she thought he was drunk. She denied ever hitting him with the object. She was subsequently handcuffed, loaded into a squad car, and taken to Wayne County Jail without further incident. And the object was then taken to an evidence locker. So the question is, what was the object that this woman used to strike this man in the head? Was it a pool ball?
A pool what?
Pool ball.
Pool ball.
A meat tenderizer, an iron, or a vibrator. So pool ball, meat tenderizer, iron, or vibrator. Those are your choices.
Pool ball, meat tenderizer,
an iron, or vibrator.
I feel like if she used the meat tenderizer, the men would be dead. That's a blunt object. I'm probably going to go with the vibrator on this one.
Vibrator for Mike.
Just wanted to hear Saber.
I think the meat tenderizer is the best weapon, so I'm going to go there.
Well, it certainly is.
So I would say pool ball.
Pool ball?
Pool ball.
Got it curled right there in the fist. Just
What did she knock this guy in the head with? Was it a pool ball, a meat tenderizer, an iron, or a vibrator? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo stove, fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Lovers, your local lingerie and adult store has gifts of pleasure for partners who know it's nice to be naughty. Turn up the heat this holiday when you shop at any Lovers store. Let our knowledgeable team help you select the best pleasure presents and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until December 31st. Some exclusions apply.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Categories, hit me with your best shot on Profile List. We have an Indiana woman who hit a stranger over the head when he was sitting in a parking lot. She said that she thought the guy was drunk. So why not just go over and randomly hit a guy in the head? Question is, what did she hit him in the head with? A pool ball, a meat tenderizer, an iron, or a vibrator?
Yeah, and that's the very question I posed to you, fine fellas. We start with the Ted Smith and the pool ball.
Pool ball.
I'm afraid it was not a pool ball.
Good weapon.
I agree. That's why I made it one of the options. Mike, you went with the vibrator.
Yes, I did.
Because you're a sick, disgusting...
Got it. I said it for nothing.
You said it for nothing, but my mission here is accomplished. It was not a vibrator. And Miles, you went with a meat tenderizer.
Yes.
Whoops.
Oh, light that up, baby.
Yeah, meat tenderizer.
Hooray for me.
So the cops patted her down. They felt the meat tenderizer, and when she pulled it out, they go, "Why do you have a meat tenderizer?" To her credit, she said, "For cooking."
Yeah, well, she's not making like New York strips.
No, definitely not.
You definitely got some chuck wagon stuff going on.
That's just a giant friggin' hammer.
Yeah, it's a hammer with claws on it.
God.
But like, she's like, "It's for cooking." Well, like, what other reason do you have it?
Let Russ cook.
Yeah, let him hammer.
Now for all TV news all time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices. You got writers, the Jimmies,
Fallon Kimmel,
Seth Meyers, or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it Larry?
right there. That's all you guys have teams of talented writers helping come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late-night joke or from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
State lawmaker in Florida recently introduced a new bill that would create a Margaritaville themed license plate. Well, that ought to save time on the breathalyzer.
I guess Fallon.
Yeah, Fallon.
Myers.
A state lawmaker in Florida recently introduced a new bill that would create a Margaritaville themed license plate. Well, that ought to save time with the breathalyzer.
I don't know. That seems like a lot for your license plate. NASA astronauts were doing some maintenance work outside the International Space Station when they mistakenly dropped a tool bag in space. It's also what NASA says about astronauts they don't like. Just drop the tool bag in space.
Fallon.
Yeah, Fallon.
Yeah, it's Fallon.
NASA astronauts who were doing some maintenance work outside the International Space Station accidentally dropped a tool bag in space. Yeah, that's also what NASA says about astronauts they don't like. Just drop the tool bag in space.
Late on Sunday afternoon, Republican presidential hopeful Tim Scott dropped out of the race for president. And Tim would also like you to know that he has a girlfriend.
Seth Meyers.
Yeah.
I wrote that one, but I kind of stole it. It's a good
I
joke.
didn't think you were going the political well. Wow, good for you.
It just seemed there was a lot of talk about his girlfriend.
I know.
And frankly, that joke's been going around. Now, because of shoplifting, a Target store in New York is now locking up their underwear. Meanwhile, over at Walmart, they're using underwear for a face mask to cook meth.
Myers.
Fallon. That's Fallon.
I read that because of shoplifting, a Target store in New York is now locking up their underwear. And meanwhile, over at Walmart, they're using underwear as a face mask to cook meth.
Poor Walmart. After a deer in New Jersey recently dented the side of a Chevy Silverado right before the owner was set to sell the car, the man reduced the price by $1,000, while the deer's family was reduced by $1.
Riders.
Seth.
After a deer in New Jersey recently dented the side of a Chevy Silverado right before its owner was set to sell the car, the man reduced the car's price by $1,000, while the deer's family was reduced by $1.
I mean, it's right there. Mm-hmm. All right. A lot of people, you watch TV, you watch movies. There's a lot of very cool costumes and everything and makeup. And sometimes I even forget, and I know this, how long it takes for people to get into that makeup and stuff. So this is a quick list of the most uncomfortable costumes actors were wearing on TV and movies. Okay. We start with Emma Stone. For the movie The Favorite, she had to wear a corset. She wasn't able to breathe, and her organs temporarily shifted after a month.
That sounds like a corset, all right.
Dude. That sounds like Taryn at Live Day Goes to Prime.
Right. My spleen is up by my heart now.
Oh, my God. I hate uncomfortable clothes.
Yes.
I hate tight clothes.
Yeah. I mean, corsets, right? That's like Victorian era kind of, right? That they're super popular.
Basically, yeah.
It's like whale bones.
And I get it. I get why they do it. It's
the original Spanx.
It is, but does Spanx help the boobs? I feel like that corset really helps the boobs.
It does, because you're coming in on the mid-side and you're bringing everything up from the waist.
Yeah. Everything gets more 3D.
It is kind of ridiculous. We all know the name for Spanx, but you're right. There's a male version. I see ads all the time, but I don't know the name of it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
It's called a girdle.
You're exactly
well, I used to rock a girdle for football.
Would you put a butt pad in?
I don't know. I still just feel weird taking off my T-shirt. It's just like, whoa. If I was wearing Spanx. Scarlett Johansson, her Black Widow costume in The Avengers, she says it was like a wetsuit. She got so hot filming on the rooftop fighting scene that she started hallucinating.
Damn, dude.
And that makes sense. If you've seen the Black Widow, I mean, it's a great costume. But
it's tight leather.
Yeah.
And yet again, it's basically like a full body corset. It's shoving everything to the butt, to the boobs, the hips are coming in. Plus, it's made of leather. It doesn't breathe at all.
Right. Have you ever put on a rain suit?
No.
Same thing. Like you're wearing a garbage bag. You get so hot.
God.
So it's just,
How bad did she sweat in that thing, do you think?
Probably enough to lose weight. I mean, That's how wrestlers cut weight. They put that stuff on.
Yeah, I wrestled my freshman year. That's what we used to do. Used to run with the trash bags. And they make like jackets now you can use. But hers was skin tight. And she's like, dude, it was like wearing a hot suit. Sticking with skin tight black costumes. Val Kilmer. His bat suit and Batman Forever was so restrictive that people had to help him sit and stand, and he couldn't hear.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Sure,
I would do that.
Solid.
I would do that in any other situation. I can't hear.
Right.
Yeah, it's also kind of weird, though, is he's Batman, and he's doing all that action and stuff, but it's like he can't sit down.
I can't sit down, I cannot stand up, and I cannot hear you. But I'm a superhero, damn it.
Exactly. Rachel Bonozar, she was in the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. She had a corset-related injury from her outfit. Some of their ribs became fused together, and she could no longer take deep breaths.
Wow, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're noticing right here out of the gate. It's like superheroes, and if you have to wear a corset, it's bad.
I just read that Judy Garland, Wizard of Oz.
Oh, my.
I don't remember all. There were 3 main things she had to do, but it was whatever she ate, and then 8 cups of coffee a day, and this is no joke, 80 cigarettes.
Oh, just to not be hungry.
To keep her weight down.
The Tin Man died.
Oh, yeah.
Not to be hungry.
Right.
The Tin Man died.
I know. From
He
all that
died
silver
from the
crap.
metallic stuff that was put on his face.
Well, I mean, dude, look at the last Baywatch, right? Zac Efron, who looked amazing in that, but he's come out and been like, I'm not going to do another.
No.
Like, it was too tough. I think even Channing Tatum has said, like,
Magic
dude,
Mike.
it's so hard getting in shape for those Magic Mike films. Like, that dude walks around ripped. But to be that
good,
Yes,
yeah.
And he was a stripper.
He was a stripper.
Right, he did that
But he was
originally.
20.
Kit Harington. He said the fur coat he wore as Jon Snow on Game of Thrones weighed a ton and smelled awful.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind
You
of
saw
his
those big
signature
old
look.
jackets, man.
Yeah,
It's like
I
he was
know.
wearing a yak skin up there, man.
I just didn't think that it would also stink. You know what I mean? There's a major production.
All right, Thrill is right. The fact that he said it was super heavy and this and that, but then it smelled awful. And it's like, now wait a minute, you could probably take it off between takes.
We used to have 2 or 3 male reviews a year that would tour West Virginia, and they were all from the area, right? And if the girls later knew then that Channing Tatum is one of the guys,
yeah,
that place would have sold out. It was an average night for a lot of those bartenders. Typically, normally a female review, not a male review. But when the men came in, it packed it. But if you said it's Channing Tatum, they'd have sold out. They'd have sold out.
These are some of the most uncomfortable costumes for actors. Jim Carrey said his
Mask?
No, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
He said it was like being buried alive, and it took 8.5 hours.
Oh, my God.
Now, think about that. Think about how uncomfortable you're on a plane after 5 hours. Imagine sitting in a chair while they put all makeup on you.
And you
for
haven't
8.5
even started your job.
Yeah, you haven't started.
You haven't started your job.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would have been like, we're doing every scene we can as me as Grinch.
Yes.
Tonight.
I'm going to screw up this name. Reggie John Page?
Tim Smith?
His armor in Dungeons and Dragons, honor among thieves. Said it made him hot all day and nowhere for the sweat to go. He also couldn't sit down.
Well, it is armor. I mean, I'll give him that. Like, you knew that going in, bro. Like, man, if you're going to wear knight's armor, you are not going to be comfortable.
Now, number 1 on this list, and I'm sure it sucked for this guy. Just hearing these other stories, I don't know that I'd put it number 1. But Ryan Reynolds. He wore a motion capture suit for Green Lantern that he describes as the most heat-conducting substance known to man. Which I guess makes, but like, I don't know. Like, I mean, one woman can't even take deep breaths anymore.
I know. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that seems a little worse, but Ryan Reynolds, everybody loves him, so he's fine.
Okay, Ryan, because you said it, it's fine.
I mean, that's basically what it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan, like, I don't know. Put him number 1 on the list. He's Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, now that the actors' strike is over, which is good, right? The writers ended theirs and the actors. So basically, kind of like we expected, a lot of the shows that you wanted to see come back in the fall, they're obviously not. We're already in November, okay? Right. So, like, we're getting into holiday stuff and repeats. You might get a holiday show. But most of the new shows, like, let's just, like, NCIS Hawaii, they premiere February 12th. So most of the shows for CBS that you want to see, They're all going to come back out in February, which is pretty normal, except usually you would have the fall brand new episodes.
Right.
Get you kind of fired up, and then in the spring they have new episodes as well. I still think that should just be one season. I don't know how they're calling
I agree,
it the
man.
mid-season finale. Like
mid-season? Are you coming back?
Yeah, they're not right. Like just like right. The finale means finale.
Do one season a year, like the streaming, like Netflix. Like it's one season.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the way it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I guess we sound old now. But hey,
yes, we do.
If you're looking for a new NCIS on CBS, good news. The series premiere of NCIS Sydney.
Hello. NCIS.
We're going down
You
under.
stole my blooming onion. I'll thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You're listening to Men's Room.
Selling a little or a lot? Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage, to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify's here to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere. From their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system, wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout. 15% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. And sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US. And Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's award-winning 24/7 help is there to support your success every step of the way. Because businesses that grow, grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/Odyssey Podcast.
We all know cats are intelligent. Felix Cat Insurance was able to secretly record 2 cats on a hidden microphone. Let's listen in.
Did you hear the one about the 3 dogs at the park?
That's old, like 4 lives ago. But did you hear about the new pet insurance just for cats from FelixCatInsurance.com?
Of course. What do I look like, a dog?
When you're coughing up a fur ball. Yes. Listen, Felix Cat Insurance plans start at under $1 per day and are as unique as you and me. They call it whisker to tail protection.
Even fur balls?
Even that. Remember the last time you had a fur ball? I made a TikTok. It went viral.
Oh, well, that's good. Wait, you're on social media?
There you have it. Felix Cat Insurance. Customizable coverage exclusively for felines. Sorry, no dogs allowed. FelixCatInsurance.com. Get it? Meow. Insurance is underwritten by Independence American Insurance Company and produced by Independence Pet Group. Pre-existing conditions are not covered. For all terms and limitations, visit FelixCatInsurance.com/terms.
At Carriage Home Health, we understand that you are most comfortable in your own home. Let our team of nurses and therapists provide comprehensive care for your post-surgical or chronic health needs. Our services are covered by Medicare, WellCare, and most Medicare Advantage plans. If you or someone you love needs home health care, visit us online at carriagehealth.com or call us at 425-519-1265.
99.9 KISW. The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's Mike Hawk.
All right, our top story to Tasmania, where a woman had to call out of work. She was about to leave for the day when she saw that an animal was blocking her exit. A massive 400-pound elephant seal that is actually tagged and well known in the area. Not seeing much of an option, she called into work and said that she wouldn't be able to make it into the office due to the animal, and work was very understanding, having quite the laugh about the incident all the while. Some speculate that she may be waiting a while, as the animal tends to hibernate on land for about 3 weeks, but he's already been seen lumbering about the area. So
the seal is known enough that they're like, oh, he's
Correct.
blocking, not a seal, but by name, is blocking your driveway.
Right. I don't remember what the name of the seal was, but he definitely is known in the area. They know who he is.
If you're a real seal, your name is Leonard.
It's called A Sound from a Kiss.
It's Neil the seal.
Oh, my.
Oh, Neil the seal.
Neil the seal.
Hey, it's Neil C.
Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose.
It's crazy. It's a seal joke.
It's a seal joke.
In other news, folks in Italy got quite the scene thanks to a circus escapee. The surrounding area was out on alert after
This is not okay.
This is not okay at all.
This is not okay.
This is not okay at all. After it was reported that a lion had escaped its enclosure and was roaming the streets. Several people took photos and videos of the calamity from the safety of their own homes because they're not stupid, showing the animal moving in and out of people's yards, breathing the free air, and even defiantly sitting in front of a police car.
Actually, he was touring the city. He seemed kind of docile.
Oh, yeah.
Don't approach a lion.
No!
Defiantly. He's not being defiant.
No, actually, he was just walking around.
You know what's crazy is this is the second story that I've heard in my life about a circus lion escaping in Italy. And the first story I heard, this is crazy. The lion had escaped from the zoo. There's a woman on the phone talking to her neighbor. Her 3-year-old child was playing in the backyard. The lion that escaped ended up in her backyard.
Oh, my God.
So, as the neighbor puts it, the mother of the child sees the lion in the backyard. It's her kid. You fast forward. There are no details. When authorities got there, the lion was in shock with several broken ribs. And the mom was saying,
also,
don't mess with the mother.
That's right.
They will protect their child.
Let's stop.
We will resort to our monkey ways, man, and just start beating the crap out of things.
Lion's ass. The neighbor said, man, she went out, obviously in a panic, which we understand why. Her kid was 3 years old. There's a lion. And commenced to beating the piss out of the lion. Not that you just broke its ribs. It was in shock. Like, it could not believe what came out of there.
I'm just saying, take the animals out of that crap. Do a circus, do high wire acts.
Yeah.
Have people fall.
People fall.
It's a lot more fun.
Yeah, I mean, like SeaWorld. Like, be done with it.
Right. After 7 hours, the officers were able to tranquilize the beast and bring him back home. They're currently investigating just how he was able to escape.
Yeah, so is the circus.
Someone let him out.
You think?
That's exactly what they know. He was all locked in. Someone came in and broke him out.
Oh, I heard somebody just gave him a key. Now, how he uses his thumb, don't know. But
I think Ted's right.
They slid him a key.
I think Ted's right.
Yeah.
It was a card key, and he got it in his hotel room.
You know what? You're right. It's 2023.
Right.
He probably just used his Apple Watch.
Come on, man.
He had a fob.
Let me in.
This is why you don't use the same password for different things.
What room I in? The Sheridan? What is it? 4 or 5?
I don't know if you guys have seen the videos of those people that work at like animal enclosures, but they have obviously gained a rapport with these big cats.
Sure.
There is no doubt in my mind that the cats that we have in our homes are just small versions of those massive animals.
They absolutely are.
It's insane.
They are, and they do a lot of studies on these. Your house cat is one of the most efficient killers in nature.
Number 5.
Right.
Number
5.
5.
Damn.
5.
Did you hold
and
up
you know what the
4
number
fingers?
1 is? What? Dragonflies. The most efficient killer in the world.
95% kill rate.
95% kill rate, dragonflies.
No kidding.
Yeah, tigers come in at like 14%.
Men's room sports, not a whole lot going on here locally, but we do have some college football over on CBS Sports if you'd like to check that out. You do have basketball on tonight, pro basketball, the
what?
Portland Trailblazers.
Oh.
I keep going Timbers, doggone it. They're over on Root Sports. You also got the Clippers at Denver taking on the Nuggets. That's over on TNT. You've also got some college basketball going on FS1, ESPN, Pac-12 Network, all the good stuff there. And that is it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, sir. We'll see you for next time for the turn of Who Sucks Less. Karen Daly has more Green Day tickets. She will give you the time and the secret word, much like I did today.
You are so good at your job.
Thank you.
In the meantime, it's all true, but we're getting the hell out of here. We be out this bitch for 180 seconds or so. So until then, please do what you do best for Aletha's sake. Stay beautiful. Now continue, man.
Mystic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
I'm Snoop Dogg, and I'm giving up smoke. I know what you're thinking. Snoop, smoke is kind of your whole thing. But I'm done with it. I'm done with the coughing and my clothes smelling all funky. I'm going smokeless. Solo Stove Fix 5. They took out the smoke. Now you can have a nice blaze without any clouds ruining your day. Go smokeless. Go to solostove.com. Tell them Big Snoop Dogg sent you.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Lovers, your local lingerie and adult store has gifts of pleasure for partners who know it's nice to be naughty. Turn up the heat this holiday when you shop at any Lovers store. Let our knowledgeable team help you select the best pleasure presents and save 20% on your purchase with Lovers Afterglow rewards. Just mention Love 20 at one of our 18 Western Washington locations. Offer valid with free Lovers Afterglow rewards membership until December 31st. Some exclusions apply.
If you're a business owner, you know these sounds mean sales. And from the sound of it, your business is growing. Whether you're fulfilling orders from your home office or warehouse, Stamps.com helps you stress less about mailing and shipping and spend more time doing what you love most. Listening to ASMR. I mean, growing your business. But as you grow, so does the need for efficiency. Stamps.com simplifies your shipping and mailing process. Import orders from wherever you sell online. Find the lowest rates with the fastest delivery times. Instantly deliver tracking updates to your customers. And buy shipping and mailing supplies when you run low. Save time and money on mailing and shipping. Get started at Stamps.com today with code PROGRAM for a 4-week trial, free postage, and a digital scale.